and get better. But this defense has really been the story of the team. Yes, we've seen some outstanding performances on the offensive side of the ball. But, Gary, let's just be honest. The defense really is the story.
Yeah, Coach Woods, defensive coordinator, Donovan, he's done a great job of implementing the same defensive strategy that he had when he coached with my other brother, Rashawn, when they were at John Marshall.
Right,
and when you think about that, it's basically the Dick LeBeau 4-3, multiple 4-3 look, 3-4 look that he learned when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm about to say, didn't he learn that from?
Dick LeBeau, the Hall of Fame defensive coordinator. A good thing about Donovan being able to be on with the Steelers for a couple of years is that, you had to learn the playbook, and he brought that playbook home and implemented it. And it's actually a very, very simple system for high school kids to learn, and it enables them to play to their gift, their strengths, so play fast. So, Millwood's been fortunate in that as early on they begin to gel offensively, the defense has been ahead, and they've been able to put the ball back in the hands of the offense time and time again, and that's resulted in some pretty good competitive games. Even the one that they lost against Heritage Hall, it was only a two-point loss there. So
now, when you look at overall in the game itself, the one thing we definitely need to point out is that the defense has been good to overcome some of the offensive mistakes in field position. They've been able to erase that. But as you get further down the road here, further down the line, you want to see less of those mistakes.
Yeah.
And you want to give your team the best opportunity to be successful.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, one of the things that was pointed out to me when Donovan and I we were looking at some of the playbacks, right? And he paused one game film and he said, "Man, look at this." He said, "We were outnumbered." And he said, Miko Levine and Carlos Strong, he said, "You know what? We lined up wrong, but they beat the double team and made the tackle anyway."
Right.
He said, "All I can say, Gary, is I'm just glad they're on our team."
Right. I mean, when you've got players like that, they can help erase. But when you get to those better teams, those things get exposed. So it's about playing different. Yeah. Now, playing better each game. Now, one thing I want to throw out there, Gary, before we get to our opening timeout and come back and hear from Coach Franklin, is it's been pretty impressive also. Just as much as the defense has been impressive, the offense have had explosions, radiant explosions, that have shined throughout the season thus far. Ricky Hunt is having an amazing season. We've seen other star players step up, but let's just pause on the offense. They get all the glory all the time.
Yeah, of course they do.
But what about the special teams? I mean, there are three phases to the game: defense, offense, and special teams. Yeah. Millwood's special team unit is special. Gary, why is that?
Well, it starts off with who do you have back there, returning punts and returning kickoffs, right? You got the sophomore sensation, Xavier Thompson, that, he used to be the diaper dandy, but now he's the sophomore sensation. And then, of course, you also have back there Ricky Hunt. And, whenever the ball is kicked to them, there's a chance that something special will happen. Of course, also, too, you got Miko Levine and you got Iverson McElwee. You got guys back there who can make a play on you. All you got to do is just blink.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, now, I don't want to cut you off. I want you to keep going, but like William Mays.
William Mays, William had a coming out offensively and on special teams last week. That was his coming out party, and I was waiting on that. Because, William didn't play football last year. He set out to play basketball, won a state championship. Then he was like, hey, I might as well go ahead and try to win me one in football too. And, when kids can say that, it speaks to their confidence and talent level. And we have that at Millwood. We have, and let me just say this. If you're not very talented, don't kick us the ball. Don't punt us the ball. Don't kick the ball off to us. Because I just named for you 4 guys who can make you pay in the special teams.
And I think it needs to be stated that it's a credit to the coaching staff that allows these players to understand, you're not getting the reps offensively. You may not be getting the reps defensively, but if you can break through on special teams, then you are good enough to get on any of those units at any time. And it's a reward system.
Yeah.
I remember, it must have been last week, Coach Franklin brought to my attention that the left side of the special teams wasn't getting off the ball. So some of the players players realized that the twos had to come up. And then some of the guys were like, okay, when do we get our spot back? And he said,
you're not.
He said, you're not.
You got to win it back.
So he said, now the twos are the ones.
Yep.
He said, this other player said, we're the twos now.
Yeah.
And again, it's by building a different style, by making every play count. That's how you make and reward football. Football all too often is given too much credit to just the skill positions, but not ever enough attention to the building blocks, which are these other positions in which you can hone a skill, get better at a skill, and become something great from that skill that you develop. I mean, that's
three phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams. You need them all to play championship football.
And if your special teams aren't special, then you might have a problem.
Right.
I mean, just going to lay it out.
I'll just be real with you. It'll get you beat. I mean, if you're playing a team, okay, and you get a return kickoff for a touchdown, or if you get a punt blocked, or if you get a field goal or a PAT blocked, there is a good chance statistically you're going to lose.
Yeah, you're going to lose.
That's
also, you set up your team for failure because you lost momentum.
Yep.
We've seen crazy things happen, and generally it's within special teams.
Yep.
Punt return, kick, and kickoff return. All those things matters. Now, the field out here, if you had a chance to look at it, hey, make sure if you're watching, if you would like to watch this game, you can, if you're listening, you can watch it by going to the Millwood Falcon YouTube page. Click on in, and you'll see the game link. Jump on in and be here with us right here in Enid, America. Chisholm, America, because it's north of Enid. So basically, this is the Edmond of Oklahoma City. Basically, that's how you have to look at it. But it's a little further out. There's a lot more fields and less city.
Right.
Now, the field is in great condition. It's in great condition. It's a grass field. Game time temperature, as I said earlier, will be 76 degrees. Upper 60s by the fourth quarter. Winds are steady from the south to southeast, blowing about 13 miles an hour, which means if you got vertical game tonight, you can still use it, because usually when you have open stadiums like this, that crosswind can definitely be a factor. But tonight, the ground and pound is right open, and I think I would love to hear Gary's keys to the game tonight, because nothing says establishing road dominance than a strong running game.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Now, the head coach for the Chisholm Longhorns is Kimes Gilbert. He is his first season here. He and his coaching staff have gotten a lot of excitement to this program right now, and they're excited about what they're going to bring. Millwood, of course, Darwin Franklin in his 10th season, is looking to make it 4 in a row in district play. Time for us to hit a break, but before we do, want to thank the rest of our sponsors tonight. Want to make sure we thank Big O's Pork and Dreams, First Security Bank, Chris and Christy Harrison of Heritage Funeral Home, A+ Lawn Service, and the Millwood Enrichment Foundation, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology College, and Lamore's Family First DUI School. We'll be right back right after this. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health of St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to listen to my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student-athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Injuries don't wait for business hours. Now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health
Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and you back, it's time to take action.
100. That's 424-5100 for Chris and Christy Harrison at Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services.
2, Millwood Falcon football, Falcon pregame, Maurice Prince, Gary Enid. Nice little drive up, have to keep in mind when you're playing sports, period.
Yep. I mean, even when we play at home, right? You know, we have to deal with certain stuff. And so we just expect that when we go on the road, you got to deal with certain stuff. There are no advantages on the road at all. And so you got to go in and you can't give anything away. You got to take care of business. You have to play, you know, as close to a flawless game as possible. And you don't let them hang around, because if you let it hang around long enough, the ball won't bounce your way. I mean, when you're at Millwood, you are conditioned to understand that you're not going to get the calls, and the ball may not bounce your way if you leave it to chance.
And that goes for anyone who's listening, I don't care whether you root for this team or you root for another team somewhere else that's in the metro area. That's a mentality that has to be established when you go on the road.
Yep.
Gary, let's hit this real quick break. We'll come back. This will be the last break of pregame. You're in pregame officially. He's Gary Woods. I'm Maurice Prince. We'll be back in just a minute. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, an oil change with full synthetic oil like Valvoline Advance can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for only $36.99. Find your solution for better fuel efficiency today at any of our 6,200 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Ew. Stuck in a cycle of rewashing your clothes? Because you can't remove tough laundry odor? When detergent by itself can't cut it, use new Downy Rinse and Refresh. With a breakthrough odor-removing formula, it removes odors in 1 wash, better than the leading value detergent in 3 washes, keeping all your laundry fresh. Now you can break the cycle of rewashing with Downy Rinse and Refresh.
Nissan's made trucks and SUVs for over 60 years. The 2023 Nissan Frontier comes standard with a 310 horsepower V6 engine. The 2022 Armada's intelligent 4x4 is designed to tame your wildest adventures. Nissans have been battle tested on some of the toughest terrains. Nissan's 2022 Pathfinder has 7 drive modes and can adapt to almost any terrain. Whether you're rolling solo or with the fam, Nissan has a truck or SUV to make any trek a thrill ride.
Today's Throwback Thought is brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Let's take some callers. Tony from Houston, any throwbacks for us?
Yeah, hi. I remember when you could get a whole meal for just $6. But now?
You still can with KFC's 2-piece drum and thigh combo. Crispy chicken, mashed potatoes, a biscuit, and a drink for just $6.
Is this an ad?
Thanks, Tony. Order KFC's 2-piece drum and thigh combo on the KFC app for just $6. That's finger licking good. Price of participation may vary. Limited time offer. Tax extra.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
I hate the struggle of tough, greasy messes on my stovetop. So I just freak, wipe, and I'm done.
When I'm frustrated with stubborn bathtub soap scum, I just freak, wipe, and I'm done.
Mr. Clean Clean Freak delivers an innovative cleaning experience with a powerful deep cleaning mist that starts working on contact to break down tough messes in seconds.
Just freak,
wipe,
done.
And we are back moments away from kickoff. The Falcons have taken the field tonight. The Falcons are wearing their white jerseys with blue pants. And, of course, Chisholm is wearing their powder blue with red tonight, and we're about ready for kickoff. From our vantage point, the Falcons will be receiving coming from the east end zone, and I said the winds are blowing south-southeast. That means they're blowing from the home side toward the visitor stands from where we are tonight, Gary. Now, in terms of that early on, if you're the Falcons, you want water in the bottle, you want instant lightning, you don't want to wait. What is your 3 points for the game tonight for the Falcons?
I talked to Coach Woods, Donovan, in the pregame. Defense is ready to go in and shut things down. But, come out with your best players, establish the run right away.
Okay.
Get Ricky his touches. Make sure Miko Levine gets his touches. Slip the ball to, Jay Nick and McElwee, from the H-back position. You got those weapons, in control of the game. We should be all right, and we should be on the bus back to Oklahoma City in a reasonable, at a reasonable time tonight.
So basically, tackle well, establish the run, and protect the football. Those are Gary's keys to the game tonight. That, of course,
you just love doing that, don't you?
Hey, it's brought to you by, I'm telling you now, it's brought to you by First Security Bank. First Security Bank is a proud sponsor of Millwood football. First Security Bank, here to serve the community, is proud to be the only African-American-owned bank in Oklahoma. Let First Security Bank become your bank home, conveniently located at 1451 Northeast 23rd Street. Now, to answer your question, Gary, since you just threw it out there, do I get your keys to the game? Yes, because I got something to talk to you about all night.
Oh,
so
goodness.
when you're wrong,
I'm never wrong.
Okay, and that's exactly why I write them down. So there is a record of just how right you are.
And I'm doing pretty good, right?
Yeah, you were great last week. I've
been great all season.
Okay,
that's a matter of. Hey, you can take me to Vegas, baby.
Okay, that's a matter of opinion.
Me to Vegas.
That's a matter of opinion. I don't know if I can ride in a car with you. Kickoff is away, and it's going to be fielded right about the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 from that spot. Kickoff is away. Trying to see who actually caught that. Okay,
that was Nick.
No, that was Dylan Daniels.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, he received it right there at the good old 34. Now, Nickens wasn't too far away.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't, but that's where we go.
3 receivers.
So 3 receivers starting off. Ball snapped, and CJ's going to swing it to the outside. Nickens makes one man miss. Be honest, Miko Levine. He's at the 50-yard line and powering his way into Longhorn territory. They're going to spot him down at about the Longhorn 46-yard line. Is there a flag on the play?
Yes.
Okay, there is a flag on the play. So we'll see if it stands. Now, holding is going to be the penalty.
I'm going to start keeping stats on these penalties. You got your iPad, Mo?
Oh, I'm working on that tonight. So the penalty is going to bring the ball back. Ball was originally spotted in Longhorn territory, but back 10 yards, puts it at the, I'll say the Falcon 45-yard line. So Falcon 45-yard line.
So that was a 10-yard penalty?
10-yard penalty from that. Ball snapped and is thrown to the outside. It was intended on the outside to Cato Ciro Sumbath. Pass is incomplete, 2nd down.
Yeah, I like I said, this is first opening play, holding penalty. I don't even know where it was, but it looks like the Falcons are going to be up tempo.
2nd down and 10. Nice digital, from the chain game, by the way. That's kind of neat. Ball is snapped, and they're going to step back in the pocket. CJ's going to throw it to the outside. Pass is caught. Looking for some space to operate on a quick wide receiver screen play. So the pass was complete to Jaden Nickens. Nickens, I don't think he got any yardage on that. In fact, they're going to say he lost a yard on that play. So it's going to lose a yard on that play. So it's going to end up being 3rd down on what will be 11. Officially 11:22 to go in the first quarter. 0-0 is the score. All right, Falcons come out now. Full house backfield right now. Ball is snapped, low snap. CJ gets it up, throws it to the outside, and that pass is off the fingertips, intended for what would be Xavier Thompson on the outside, on the home side of the field. So that is not quite what you wanted. It was kind of derailed by the penalty, but the Falcons started off run and then went pass.
No, it was pass. It was 4 passes in a row.
Well, one of them looked like a run. But it looked like, can we say it looked like a run? No. He said no. We're going to punt the ball away now. Low snap, but the ball comes off the foot nicely, and is going to take a Falcon bounce inside the 20, and it might be down at the 19-yard line. So the ball was punted away by Zaire Fisher, and it's going to land at the 20-yard line.
defense taking the field right now, and you know, let's see what Coach Woods opens up. I think he's going to probably come with a base 4-3 look. I'm looking at his personnel grouping.
Now, we see a lot of spread formations, and we're going to see a multiple look tonight from the Longhorns tonight. They're going to try and dazzle us with a lot of things.
Yeah, 3 wide.
Pass quarterback for the Longhorns tonight is Hamilton. And Hamilton's going to try and get it to the outside. Nothing doing there.
Yep, tackle for loss.
Tackle for loss. It looks like it's going to be a loss of a couple of yards.
Yeah, Chaz Doolin.
Looks like they're going to go all the way back to the 15-yard line. Chaz Doolin in on the stop.
He's been playing very well at the linebacker position.
So Chaz Doolin on that tackle there. And before things get started there, looks like we've got an offside penalty against the Falcons coming across the line there. So it's against the defense, and it's going to be offsides. It's going to move the ball.
Quads formation.
To the 20-yard line. Quads now. Ball snaps. They're going to swing it to the outside. Trying to get the wide receiver screen pass. And going to be brought down. Good tackling in space there.
That's Officer McElwee, yeah.
The pass was caught on that play by Jackson. Looks like Caldwell on the play. But it's going to be a gain of maybe 3 or 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, great open field tackle by McElwee. You know, he actually, you know, broke down, got himself under control, made the tackle. And that's exactly what you want. I mean, so it looks definitely like Chisholm's going to come with multiple formations because now they're still going with 4 receivers. One of them is just an H-back.
3rd down and 12. 3 receivers, twins to the left. They're going to throw it down the field, and that pass is nearly intercepted. Great defensive play there. Is that William Mays?
That is, man.
That's William Mays. Johnny on the spot making a great play on the outside.
From the safety position, he got up, you know, in great defense, make a good play on the ball, play no catch. He almost could have picked that one off.
So 4th down and 12 it will be. And now Xavier dropping back as the punt returners, standing on the Falcon 44-yard line waiting for the kick.
Now, let's see if they punt him the ball. we know what tends to happen if they do.
Short punt.
Yeah, they punted it away from him.
And it is going to roll out of bounds. Looks like it's going to roll out of bounds at the 47-yard line, or make that the 46. So it's going to bounce at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, no, it was definitely an intentional punt to their sideline out of bounds. They've seen the film, and they know that.
Are you saying they don't want to make that mistake?
Yeah, they don't want to make that mistake. I mean, Xavier, you know, he'll make you miss, man. He's really a talented punt and kickoff returner.
All right, so now going to work. Falcons with 3 receivers. They're going to give it on the jet sweep coming across to Sierra Sumbath. Sierra Sumbath turns the corner, and still on the sideline is going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 20. Great play by Cato.
Yeah, first run of the night, and it goes for almost 30 yards.
Cato's going to take it, or they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. Do we have another flag on the play? Because the Falcon team is returning here.
Yeah, I don't see the flag.
Okay, yeah, the flag was right in front of the Falcon sideline here.
And the call on that was another 10, holding.
So the ball was all the way down to the 15-yard line. So that's going to, you know, add a penalty. It's going to be holding, of course.
Yeah, I mean, you can call holding every play.
Back to the 40-yard line. Going to swing it back over. High pass, and the pass is incomplete. Back to the 40-yard line. So that's the situation we got now. So it's going to end up being so 2nd down, and now what will be 5. Handing the ball off right up the middle. Here comes Ricky Hunt. Ricky Hunt now cuts to the outside and is going to be brought down inside the 20-yard line. He's got enough for a first down as he takes it what will be marked at the 17-yard line. Falcon first down.
Yeah, that's a gain of about what? About 17 yards?
Yes. Taking it down to the, what was it, 17?
Yeah, right at the 17-yard line.
So now, 2 backs in the backfield. Going to hand the ball off right up the middle. Trying to get the ball to Meach. Big Meach. Meach might have hammered his way down for a gain of 1. Taking it down to the 16-yard line. Gain of 1 on the play. Second down and 9. 8:23 to go. 0-0 is the score. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods on the call tonight. Falcons are in threatening position. Going back to the ground attack right now, and it's working really well for them, Gary.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, creativity in the run game is a huge plus. You swing the ball out on the edges from time to time, zone read.
2 backs, 3 receivers, twins to the right. Ricky Hunt gets his call, runs to the left side of the line, runs through 3 or 4 Longhorns. The ball comes loose out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be first and goal for the Falcons, following another great carry by Ricky Hunt. I love how he's absorbing contact and continuing to pound the ball.
Yeah, that looked like he actually, a gain of 12?
Could be. I'm trying to see where the official spot of the ball is. Looks like it's at the 4-yard line, so that would be a gain of 12 on that play. So first and goal now, 7:34 to go. Meach comes in motion across the formation, lines up as a tight end on the right side. CJ tosses it over to Ricky Hunt. Ricky Hunt runs east-west and then tries to turn the corner. Nice job by the Longhorn defense not allowing him to get that. So Ricky Hunt with the carry. I'm not sure he gets a gain of 1. So second and goal. 7:11 to go. And
we've got a timeout called.
Timeout called on the field right now as a player who looked to be injured runs off or has an equipment issue, and the officials are going to allow him to address that problem. That player looks to be number 22, Braden Flanagan, who had to step out for an equipment issue. The officials now wind it, and we're back set to play. Double tight end now formation for the Falcons. Pistol. Actually, not a pistol. Power I formation.
Old school.
And going right up the middle.
To Levine.
And let's see, into the end zone. And it's a touchdown for the Falcons as Big Meach Levine.
Man, that's a throwback to the Tom Osborne, Nebraska days. Power I formation. Double tight. You know what that says, Mo. Here we are. Here we come. You got to stop us.
6:52 to go.
I love that kind of football.
6-0 Falcons, and now Ricky Hunt. And before things get started, a flag on the play. It's going to be a penalty against Chisholm, and it's going to be offsides.
That's their first penalty of the night.
First penalty of the night. So offsides, spot the ball, and let's go. Set to go here. 13 seconds on the play clock. 4 receivers, trips to the right side. Ricky Hunt has it, and Ricky's going to get it, dances to the outside, and then walks on in for the 2-point conversion.
Yep. That's how you like to see it done.
So the 2-point is good for the Falcons tonight, and the Falcons lead 8-0. Time for us to take a timeout. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing pain or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do, $2530 SSM Health, Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in action, helping you get back in action.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Time for a A-plus lawn service scoring recap. And remember, if you need to address the weeds in your lawn, give Milo Wilson a call. He's got a weed killer special for $49 for a standard home lot and back, or $225 per acre. Give him a call, 405-767-3382. Falcons, 7-play, 46-yard drive, and that resulted in a touchdown tonight. Now let's get back to live action. Put the ball in play. Falcons up 8-0.
Oh, beautiful kick.
Low, squiggly kick, and it's going to be picked up and trying to get to the outside.
Kickoff team covered like bad men.
Randy Rossell on the return, the senior, and he's going to be absorbed by the Falcon defense, and they're going to mark him down at what will be the 30-yard line, Gary.
Yeah, that kickoff team was bringing steam. They hustled downfield. They blew up blocks and made the play, and I really, really like the fact that that kickoff was like an ugly kickoff, made it hard for the Chisholm upbacks to return the ball. So that's exactly what you want.
So now going to work. The Longhorns come out right now with 4 receivers. Make that 5 empty set now as the running back lines up as a receiver. Going to throw it to the outside. That pass is nearly
picked up.
And it's going to be picked up. Iverson McElwee is going down the sideline. It's going to be a pick 6, folks.
Beautifully done. That was beautiful coverage. That was man coverage. And Jaden Nickens actually did a great job of breaking on the ball, deflecting it, and Iverson McElwee hustling. This is what happens when you hustle. He was hustling to try and make sure that there was no run after the catch. Ball popped up. He got it, caught it in stride, took it all the way in for a touchdown. That's great defense. Again, coach talks about offense, defense, special teams. That's when you know you're playing championship football, when all 3 phases are clicking.
Defensive touchdown for the Falcons tonight. Iverson McElwee to the house. And now Ricky Hunt getting some advice from the sideline. 6:34 to go. Falcons taking a little starch out the collar of the Longhorns. Great blocking to the outside, but doesn't matter. Ricky Hunt takes it in strong and completes the 2-point conversion. You blink for a second and the Falcons are flying in Enid, folks.
Yep.
Up 16-0. And everybody's kind of looking a little crazy here tonight.
Yeah.
Not unless you got on Falcon Blue.
That's right.
We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. We'll be right back.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Falcons on the offensive side of the ball coming out sharp on their second drive. And now another scoring recap brought to you by A-Plus Lawn Service. How did it happen, Gary? Let's describe the play. Quarterback is trying to set up a little screenplay. It's deflected, and it ends up in the hands.
No.
And all of a sudden, the kickoff is here. And the Falcons great on the recovery end. And everybody's fired up about what they're seeing, but a great job there. But go over the interception again, Gary.
Yeah, so it was actually a trips formation. The Falcons were in man-to-man, and the route was thrown to the inside receiver, in which Jaden Nickens was on coverage. And he saw it, it broke on it, and got his hand in, deflected, and the ball popped up. And Iverson McElwee just really, really stretching and hustling as a linebacker, just so happened to be in the area, and that ball came down in his hands in stride, and he hit another gear and took it in for the score for the pick 6.
Kelson Hamilton throwing that interception on the pass play there. Now Hamilton with a trips formation to the right, single back, and the Falcons are in the backfield, and down goes the running back, number 22, Braden Flanagan. Couldn't get anywhere to go as Carlos Strong was there and came through the line that way, Gary.
Man, Carlos was riding him like a rented mule just as soon as he had the handoff. I mean, he didn't know what happened.
So it's going to be marked as a loss of 1 on that tackle. Carlos Strong with a great open field tackle that time.
And by the way, he's playing defensive end and he's playing defensive tackles.
All right, positive gain now for the Longhorns. Tackle's going to be made on that play. Looks like Falcon defender number 44 on the play, but they managed to get back maybe to the 20-yard line on that play. So a gain of 4 there, Gary. So 3rd down and I'd say still about 10. And Hamilton looking over the defense, actually getting a change of signal from the sideline, coming out what will be 3 receivers, twins to the right. Ball snap. Hamilton's going to roll to the left side of the field, going to try and put it up, and decides to pull it down, and there's nothing doing there as he's hit by a host of Falcon defenders in front of the Longhorn bench.
Yeah,
he didn't have too many options on that play.
Everything was covered up. I mean, again, the secondary consists of Ricky Hunt Jr., Willie Mays Hayes, and Jaden Nickens. And let me tell you, they ran a trip concept to those 3 guys. Okay, man for man, the Millwood guys are just so much more talented.
So 4th down.
Now they're going to punt it to Ricky.
They're going to punt the ball. So if they're smart here, they're going to kick it a different direction.
They better kick it out of bounds.
And the kick is high, end over end.
And it's out of bounds.
And out of bounds on the Longhorn, the home side of the field. Waiting for the official mark of the ball. And he's still marching. And it's going to be on the Longhorn side. They're going to say it's at the Longhorn 40-yard line. A kick, Gary, of what will be a net. Yeah, I was going to say that too. The 2-point conversion is not reflected on the board. Yeah, it is. It's supposed to be 16-14.
It's supposed to be 16-14, yeah.
So the ball.
Yeah, they need to get to the press box and change that score.
So 16, 1st and 40. First down from the Longhorn 40-yard line. And 4:50 to go, but there is a flag on the play.
Another flag. Let's see what this call is. I bet you it's holding. What do you think?
Didn't quite see it, but given where it is, it could be.
Yeah, holding.
Yeah, it's holding again. So holding against the Falcons. So that's going to move the ball all the way back to midfield. So it's going to be at the 50 now, right at midfield. So 1st down and 20 now. Falcons need to get all the way to the 30-yard line for it. Jet Nickens comes across the formation, faking the jet sweep. Nice little counter action. Ricky Hunt has it.
He's gone.
At the 40. He's trying to break it to the outside.
He's gone.
And he's at the 20, 10,
he's
5.
Gone.
Touchdown, Ricky Hunt.
He's gone.
50-yard burst from Ricky Hunt Jr., taking it to the end zone. And it was a beautiful counter action.
Yeah.
They faked the jet sweep across the formation. When the ball snapped, CJ fakes it, pulls it back. Ricky Hunt comes from the right side of him, behind him. Boop gets the ball and comes out on a sweep to the outside, and Ricky Hunt did the rest.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear the stat lines at halftime in terms of what the run game is doing versus the passing game.
4 receivers now, trips to the right side.
And they still don't have the score right. It should be
22 right now.
22 right now.
Ricky Hunt
rolling. Oh, nobody's out there.
Nobody there, and Ricky Hunt's going to take it in.
24 zip is what the score should be.
So Ricky Hunt takes it into the end zone to complete the 2-point conversion. So now it is 24-0.
And they have 22 on the board. They still don't have the score right.
So we'll discuss that on the other side of the break. 4:38 to go, but the Falcons are rolling, folks. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health of St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Welcome back to Enid. Chisholm High School. Falcons up 22-0. We've got some clarification. We thought one of the two-point conversions were good. We have been told that one of them was not. The first one by Ricky Hunt into the pile was not good. But nonetheless, the last two of the three ain't bad. So now, Short end up kicking and a high tackle by Doolin.
Yeah.
And you don't like to see it up high, but I mean, I don't know, but WWF or WWE would love that tackle, as that was called a clothesline, folks. Chaz Doolin in on the stop. That moves the ball to what will be the kickoff return from the 35-yard line. So, time for another A-plus lawn service scoring recap. This last one, 2 plays, 50 yards, Ricky Hunt to the house.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was.
That's pretty much what it was.
If you want to win, put Ricky in.
Is that how that works?
It seemed like it. Hey, there you go.
All right, going to work right in the middle of the field. They're trying to run the ball again. Number 22 running the ball. That's Flanagan. Flanagan is going to only lose yards on the play as the Falcons bring him down. Trying to see the spot on the ball. He's going to move it back to what will be the 34-yard line.
And you know,
31, excuse me, loss of 4th.
You know something, I really need to take a moment to really be complimentary to this defensive front, especially Jordan Johnson and Prince Gabriel. You know, we know Carlos Strong is the man, and we know Miko Levine is the hoss. But those two
pitch is behind the running back, and now Carlos Strong is trying to scoop it. He has it, and Carlos Strong scores. Take it to the house for a touchdown.
Oh, my goodness.
A scoop and score.
A scoop and score by Carlos Strong. Hey, man.
He loses.
A lineman's glory is to score a touchdown. There's nothing more beautiful than to see the big man panic to pick up the ball, because you know he was like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God.
My one chance.
It's my one chance. I don't know if I'm ever going to have this again. And he makes it in there, and, boy, he celebrates like he won the lottery.
Fumble loss, and then I have to say this. You know, after they lost it, you're talking about going to the house for the touchdown. Now Ricky Hunt going for 2 here. And trying to throw it over the middle. That pass is incomplete. And so,
28-zip.
28-zip is the score. You got
all phases of the game.
All phases of the game are working right now.
That's
the Falcons are up 28-0. We're going to stay right here. And again, the Longhorns, a little fancy with the razzle, but no dazzle.
Right.
Because you're trying to pitch the ball to the outside, Gary, and what ends up happening here is you gotta have the bread if you're gonna make the sandwich.
That's right.
The quarterback pitched the ball to the outside, but the running back didn't have the bread.
And also too, the defense was they were so close and had penetrated so well in terms of the pressure. I mean, that's when bad things happen. You know, they're not blocking the guys up front. And I just was talking about, Prince Gabriel, and talked about Jordan Johnson, those sophomore defensive tackles who play alongside of Carlos Strong and Miko Levine. Those guys are hosses. And what's so excited about, I'm so excited. 3 of those guys coming back next year, Mo. The only one graduating is Carlos. The other 3 will be back.
3:45 to go in the first, and it's 28-0 early, folks. The Falcons' offense has been great. The defense has said, hey, they got 14 points on the quarter compared. I think we got 2 offensive touchdowns and 2 defensive touchdowns. High snap or high kickoff. It takes a high bounce off the carpet, but it's going to be returned near the 30-yard line. They're going to mark it probably make it to the 34-yard line on the return. The Zaire Fisher kick fielded right about the 29-yard line. So a return of 5 is what it's going to be officially out to the 34.
Hey, that's not bad for a kickoff team to hustle down and only give up 5 yards.
So 3:38 to go. So right now, the coaching staff for Chisholm needs to simplify things, Gary.
Yeah.
Because all the razzle and dazzle is being met with force, and it's all Falcon force right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it is. And, you know, but like I said, we were told in the pregame, look, they're 5 wide with an empty set now.
All right, going to work again, trying to throw it to the outside. The ball moves on the carpet again.
Another
going to be picked up by Carlos Strong again. He's rumbling. He's stumbling. Is he going to get 2? Carlos Strong to the house again.
He has 2 touchdowns. Carlos Strong has 2 touchdowns. Oh, my God. He forced the fumble, and then the guy fumbled the ball, and then he picks it up and says, I'll take that right to the house, and that's exactly what he did.
He said, I've done this before.
I've done this before. 34-0.
34-0 as Carlos Strong recovers his second in consecutive possessions.
And our poor little cheerleaders, they don't even get finished singing the first fight song before they got to sing it again.
You got to sing it again.
Sing it, girls.
So now 34-0. Ricky Hunt as quarterback running the Wild Falcon. So we got 4 receivers, trips to the outside. Meach comes in motion across the formation. Ricky Hunt has it. And Ricky Hunt this time takes one hit and keeps trying to fight his way in. And they're going to say he did not. That's one thing the Longhorns have done well. They have denied some 2-point conversions.
Yeah.
Have yet to find something positive to talk about. 34-0. We'll be right back. Listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health of St. Anthony. We will be right back.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student-athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student-athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Falcons rolling here, Gary, and I never thought I would call a game where I could actually say Carlos Strong has more touchdowns than Ricky Hunt Jr.
You know what? That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing when it happens, you know, because it doesn't happen very often. So if Carlos don't make another play, you know, which I know him, he's going to continue to go in there and wreck shop like he always does. But if he don't make another play, he's done a lot tonight.
So the ball was spotted at the 24, and it looks like they're going to say the ball will be spotted at the 34. So a return of 10 yards on the play. Falcons letting off the gas just a little bit on that kickoff return. They've been stout other than that. 3 receivers, twins to the right, and Hamilton's going to hand it right up the middle and simplifying the game.
Yeah.
They were able to get a nice gain on the play, taking the ball out to the 41-yard line, Gary.
Well, we talked about that last week, right? You know, when they were playing against Alva, and I was saying what would help Alva is if they just use those quick hitters. You know, get the ball, get downhill.
Gain of second down and 3.
Yeah, and they got some positive yards, and so guess what? Chisholm has done that, but they can
throw the ball over the top. This time the Falcon defense caught sleeping a little bit. Pass is going to be complete on that play to number 44, Easton John, with the reception over the middle of the field, taking the ball inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line. And Chisholm went duck, goose, got the Falcons sleeping a little bit there, Gary.
Yeah, we had some substitutions in the secondary. Jaden Nickens and Ricky Hunt are both on the sideline, trying to give some other guys some playing time.
So with that being said, so that was a pass play there, a completion of 41 yards on that last one there. Running play succinct right after that, gain of 2 down to the 16-yard line. So setting up now 2nd down and 8. And this time they run the ball right at that defensive line again. Nothing doing there.
Yeah, outside zone replay.
Maybe lose another yard.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. They lost 2. 3rd down and 9.
So 3rd down, what will be 9 officially. 1:32 to go. 34-0. Falcons on top. Longhorns getting a little juice now. Took them a while to get going. With 3 receivers, twins to the left. Hamilton has to pick it up off the carpet, and he's going to be brought down with a big-time hit by Big Meach.
Yeah, Meach came in there like a freight train.
Going to sack the quarterback that time.
And the quarterback kind of laid there like, oh, man. Did that just happen? Yes, it just happened.
It just happened, and that was Micho Levine, who's going to bring him down. Where's the ball going to be spotted at, Gary? It looks like it's going to be at the 20.
But the team is standing in the way. I can't hardly see it.
Yeah, you can't hardly see it. It's at the 21, so a loss of 4 on the play. And Chisholm's going to go for it on 4th down. Hamilton steps up in the pocket, throws to the outside. Incomplete, in and out of the hands of the receiver, intended for number 15, Reagan Nicewinder. So, incomplete pass, 4th down and 13. So it's going to be turnover on downs, Falcon football at the 21. This is actually going to be, with 36 seconds on the clock, a chance for the Falcons to march down the field, Gary. They've spent a lot of time in plus territory all night tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the first time they're going to have to go probably 80 yards.
3 receivers now, 2 backs in the backfield. This time CJ throws it to the outside. Xavier, he's got no one out there. If he could get past the safety, and he's going to be brought down. The super sensational sophomore is going to take the ball out to the 34-yard line, I do believe. But nice passing catch from CJ
to Xavier Thompson. Yeah, and that was a a very, very high percentage safe play.
So it's out to the 31. So it was a gain of 10 on the play, I do believe.
And they only used
actually it's not. It's going to be a yard short. So the ball is at the 30-yard line. So 2nd down and 1.
They use 8 seconds.
6 seconds on the play clock, so the Falcons are going to need to get busy here to snap it.
Not going to make it. Need to burn one.
So they're going to call a timeout right now on the field. So timeout, Falcons. But we're going to stay right here. Until today, folks, Love's Travel Stops is going to be working to change children's health for the future. So they're asking for donations for the Children's Miracle Network. You can go to loves.com and make a donation through today. And remember, you can make a difference in a child's life by making that donation. Also want to make sure we thank our timeout sponsor tonight, which is OKC CBS Sports Radio 105.3. Have you heard of Myron Patton? Yes. Have you heard of James Hale?
Yes.
These guys are staples on the station, so if you love some Sooners and you love the diversity and the cowboy effect that Myron Patton has, you can tune into him in the morning. Also, Jay Swick from the Morning Rush leads right before the open mic. So you don't have to miss the open mic. You can listen to Jay Swick and then jump right over and listen to the open mic if you like to. He's on Monday through Friday, weekdays at 7. All right, back to live action following the timeout. The Falcons have 3 receivers, twins to the outside. 28 seconds on the clock, of course, after the timeout, so 20 seconds on the play clock, so let me correct that. Ball snapped. CJ rolls to the right side. Pressure being applied, and he's going to be brought down by a blitzing linebacker from Chisholm. The Longhorns get to him and bring him down inside the 15-yard line. They're going to mark it at not inside the 15, inside the 20 at the 18-yard line, Gary.
Yeah, that's, like I said, pass play, took a little time to develop. He had to hold the ball a little longer than he wanted to.
So 3rd down and 13, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. We've had a game's worth of scoring in the first quarter, and the star of the first quarter of the game is Carlos Strong. There will be no debate on that issue
whatsoever.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Hi, I'm Capri, and the little thing I love about the
Oklahoma City. I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune into my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student-athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student-athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Biggest takeaway of the first quarter, and let's give that takeaway to let's give it to Big O's Pork and Dreams. Your recap of the quarter, if you will, of that Falcon play there as we set for 3rd down and 13.
Defense and special teams have been doing extremely well. Defense, anytime defense score, that's a huge plus. And then, of course, offensively, the run game has been really, really good.
And at that, next again, a delayed blitz from the linebacker on the weak side catches CJ again. Long developing play, nothing open in the secondary back there, and they're going to sack him down at the 10-yard line, Gary.
Yeah, that's just kind of a little bit of an issue with protection. They're bringing that blitz linebacker, and off the edge right into CJ's face, and we just haven't slid our protection or haven't checked down quickly enough to where if there's a blitz coming off the edge, somebody needs to be calling that check so that the route can be adjusted so that CJ can get the ball out faster.
So before Zaire Fisher can get things going, there's a flag down on the play. Not sure what this one is. And it's going to be delay of game against the Falcons. So delay of game is going to move the ball inside the 10 down to the 5-yard line. Falcons need to be careful here.
Yeah.
You're easing up on the gas just a little bit, and it's giving them field position now. So Zaire kicking from the end zone, low kick, and it's rolling around.
Did it hit a Falcon?
No, it did not, because the officials have not blown it dead, but the ball will. It was as you call it, a shankopotamus.
Yeah, shankopotamus. Well, okay, so now the Falcons defense are in a short field. That makes it a little bit exciting, right?
So that's going to I'm trying to see where they're spotting the ball officially. It looks like from the kick.
Like the 34. No, 20.
23. Was that the 20?
23 or 24, yeah. So if we were up a little bit higher, Mo, we could probably see that a lot easier. But
yeah, the low trajectory of the press box where we are makes it kind of difficult to identify field position.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Chisholm. Ball at the Falcon 22-yard line.
Yeah, no, this is a good test. I mean, it's putting the edge back on the defense right now to be able to defend the short field.
3 receivers. Hamilton going to put it up, going to throw right to the outside, and that pass is incomplete.
Good coverage. Good coverage by the Falcons secondary. Willie Mays really got on his horse and got over there and helped to break up that pass as a free safety.
They were trying to run the fly route right down the sideline. Hamilton hit it there, but again, he threw it into double coverage, and the Falcons were ready for that play. So as it stands right now, getting the call from the sideline are the Longhorns. They come out now with 3 receivers, trips to the left, ball snapped, and into the backfield. Hamilton with the fake. Right up the middle on the zone read play. Old Vince Young zone read play there.
Yeah, he pulled that ball out just as soon as he saw, that all-out rush. He just pulled that ball and went straight up the gut.
Gain of 12 on the plays. They take the ball down to the 10-yard line there.
Good little QB read.
1st and goal now from the 10:32 to go before the end of the first half. 3 receivers, 1 back in the backfield. Hamilton again. They're going to hand the ball. This time he kept it in the ball carrier's belly, and that is Flanagan, who takes it inside the 5 down to the 2.
The Falcon defense had a tackle for loss on that play. They just didn't wrap him up.
So 2nd and goal now from what will be the 3-yard line. So Flanagan in the backfield next to Hamilton. 3 receivers to the right. And the Falcons jump into the neutral zone is going to cause basically an offsides here. Jumping into the neutral zone this time is Jordan Johnson.
A little anxious.
So dead ball penalty against the Falcon defense.
That's a half a distance to the goal.
Half the distance to the goal, so that's going to move the ball down basically to about the 1 yard line. So second and goal now from the 2. Coach Gilbert got a signal in to his team. They got 15 seconds on the play clock, so they're taking plenty of time right here. 8 seconds. I guess they're going to call timeout here.
Now you see that offensively, Chisholm is sending that triple, that bunch out there, that trips bunch. That's designed just to pull players out of the box so they can run the ball. That's what they want to do, and of course, the Falcons have to honor it.
You have to.
You have to honor it.
Timeout's called on the field right now. SSM Health at St. Anthony. Let the orthopedic expert at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people get moving again. For an appointment, call them 405-218-2530. Also want to send some love to our first down sponsor tonight, Chris and Christy Harrison of Heritage Funeral Home. In your time of need, let the professionals at Heritage Funeral Home take care of you and your loved one. Call today and learn more if you need to. 405-424-5100. Also want to thank our community sponsors for tonight. David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology College, Lamour's Family First DUI School. So, Gary, in essence itself here, the Falcons, have an opportunity to shut them out, but they've got to really be sound on the gap and get focused again. And, again, when you jump out to a big lead on the team and you're still young, because this Falcon team overall is still young, it's easy to get lulled to sleep.
Yeah, you start celebrating, start freelancing, start having a good time, not paying attention to your keys, and then
back to live action now. So now we've got 4 receivers in tight, and before things get started, looks like we've got a false start on the receiver on the inside slot.
All right, backs it up 5 yards, gives the defense a little bit of room, takes a little pressure off.
So that's going to move the ball back to about the 7-yard line. So second and goal from the 7. So again, Coach Gilbert of the Longhorns trying to do the best job he can.
Trips now.
So trips in a bunch to the left. Hamilton is going to put it in the belly.
Oh, fumble.
And the ball is loose on the carpet again, and the Falcons come up with it.
Yep.
Chaz Doolin comes up with the fumble.
And just like that, defense stands.
So a fumble, which looks to be covered at the 10-yard line. Loss of 3, a fumble on the play, recovered by Mr. Chaz Doolin. Turnover in action. So now, first down Falcons from the 10-yard line. 9:19 to go. And the Falcons preserve, and that's what the defense is designed to do. Chisholm, again, a young team trying to learn a new offense, Gary, and mistakes like this will happen.
Yeah, it will. It will. And so let's see what the Falcons do. They got to march 90 yards now.
3 receivers, two backs in the backfield. CJ throws it to the outside, making one man miss, and then finally losing his footing. Or if not, he might have run a mighty, mighty long way. I think.
Kato Sirasamba.
Kato Sirasamba with the reception on that play.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a gain of 1 as he gets out to the 11-yard line. So second down and 9, 8:53 to go before the end of the first half. 3 receivers, twins to the right, 2 backs in the backfield, standing on either side of C.J. Turnbull. C.J. calling for it. He's got it, puts it in the belly. A big Meach. Meach hammering through Longhorns. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They say touch them all. Meach said I almost did. Taking the ball just shy of the 30-yard line. Nice run on that play by Big Meach.
Yeah, I mean, how many was on that one? About
They're going to say he got to the 27-yard line, so that was a gain of 16.
16.
So as we're getting it going here, Falcons got it. CJ's going to put it up and going to throw it to the outside, and that catch is going to be intercepted. Interception there on that play by Randy Rossell. He's going to intercept the pass at the 41-yard line. I think he threw it behind the receiver there, Gary. I could not tell.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like both the receiver and the defender kind of got there at the same time, and then it turned into a wrestling match in which the defender did a good job of ripping the ball away.
So the ball will be spotted at the 41-yard line. 8:20 to go. 34-0 is the score. And remember, if you're watching, enjoy. If you're listening, you can watch. Just check this out. You can go to the Millwood Falcon YouTube page and tune in and be right here with us tonight.
And you can also chat.
You can chat as well if you'd like to do that. And you can make a comment about how many games you know in Falcon history in which the defensive tackle outran the star running back. You can tell me how many times that happened. You know, I will find a prize for you.
Yeah, in that chat, you can talk recruiting. You can talk what's going on with the game.
All right, to the outside. Oh, it's not at Hamilton. Zone read, and the ball is loose. And the Falcons say they have it. Are they going to say he's down?
They're going to call him down.
They're going to say he is down. Hamilton going to take the ball inside.
Seems like a player's down.
Inside the 40, and they're going to mark it down inside the 35 down to the 34. So a gain of 6 is what they're going to say officially on the night so far. And it is an injury timeout right now. Have an opportunity to thank our sponsors, Big O's Pork and Dreams, for the best barbecue in Oklahoma City. If you haven't had their famous Fat Butt Spud, you need to. And when you have it, you don't need to drive after you eat it, Gary.
Why?
Okay, first of all, if you can eat it all, you are a special kind of an individual.
Okay.
But if you do eat it, you need somebody else with you who will take theirs home, so therefore you can get there safely.
Oh.
Because that, what they call that itis?
The itis.
There is an itis problem coming out of Big O's Pork and Dreams. I mean, they will never talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not going to be a story on it in the Chronicle or anything, but you can read. I guarantee if you go there and you're hungry, that problem will go away.
Well, you know, Big O, he used those special herbs and spices and berries and juices in his sauce, and so, you know, as soon as you start eating it, it just kind of sets in on you and says, "Go to sleep."
Exactly. It starts singing to you.
Starts singing to you.
And when I say that, it has every type of meat you want on it.
Oh man.
I mean, if you say, I just want a little brisket, okay, it's got that on it. You want a little bit of bologna, it got that.
Oh, bologna, some smoked bologna.
Smoked bologna. I said, man, that's what I said. It's a sleeper. He should call it not the fat butt, but he should call it the sleeper.
Or the itis, one or two, man. Hey, that just makes me want to start rubbing my feet together, man. You know what happens when you start rubbing your your feet together, you start getting sleepy and settle in and get cozy. Then you're reaching around for your blanket. You're reaching for your blanket like, oh, man, my wife is saying stop. Huh?
Okay. So we have an injury. We have an injury timeout on the field right now. We will take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Dancing crew, trip for two, nail the final interview. Game with Doug, brand new mug. Come here, kid, give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. Boosters designed for COVID-19 variants are now available. If you've had your primary series, schedule an updated COVID-19 booster appointment as soon as you're eligible. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
And we are back here in Chisholm, Oklahoma, just a little bit north of Enid. And just on the field, we were enjoying talking about Big O's Pork and Dreams, but we do have an injury on the field, Gary, and it looks to be a pretty serious injury we got.
Yeah, it's actually an event. It appears to be from what I've heard, a cardiac event of a player. And so that's going to delay us up here until they're able to
and it is a Chisholm Longhorn player.
Yes,
it is not a Millwood player.
Right.
But, football, we've seen some things, and for those who watched on TV last night, watched a little bit of the Cincinnati versus Miami game, and Tua Tagovailoa ended up down. Those are difficult things, and it's a part of the game that we really wish it wouldn't be. And in this case right now, they are bringing out a medical team to look at the injured player.
Right.
And I want to give both teams, credit for both willing to work together to support the player.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, these are kids, and this is what you want in terms of supporting of those players. But, injuries are a part of the game, and in situations like this, Gary, you never want to see anybody get severely hurt.
Yes, and something that I'm so thankful too, and I'll take a moment. We oftentimes gripe about, OSSAA sometimes as a leadership organization for sports, but, they require that all of the coaches go through training, and in the event things like this, were to happen on the field. And because, the training's been done, you can respond appropriately and provide the best care for the student athlete. Again, we have IMSA on hand, we have staff. People can recognize these things when they happen, not look past them, and be able to, take this student athlete, get them situated, and get them transported to the hospital as quickly as possible for further evaluation.
And that's what you want. You want to see those things happen. You want to see everybody support and everybody be properly trained for these situations.
Right.
It really, really, really does matter.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's required. In fact, my years of coaching, the OSSAA, they have, training surrounding not just head and neck injury, but also sudden cardiac events, so that people understand, how to approach it and what to do, what not to do, which is equally as important. And so things have definitely come a long way to ensure that student athletes are provided for, by trained individuals, and then immediately transitioned over to healthcare professionals who have an expertise in this field.
Right, and our thoughts and prayers are with this young man. And we were at, Gary, a couple of weeks ago where a similar situation with a severe injury at Langston University when a player went down.
Yep.
And I think that we have so much more information now than we used to have about it. And we can do a better job of assessing what's going on. And I just appreciate the fact that we're in an age now where we can get the help, that no one is out suffering.
Right.
If we can do the things we need to do to try to support the injured player, and also support the teams and things like that when they go through situations like this.
I mean, I'm not trying to, crack a joke or anything like that, but back, when, just to give you an idea, we have now concussion protocols, head and neck injury protocols. But back when we played, when there was a really bad collision.
Let's give a round of applause. The young man has got his thumbs up.
Okay, good.
And that's outstanding.
Yep.
The fact that he felt, the need to go ahead and do that, which meant just needed a minute.
Yep.
And we hope that, just like in the situation with Tua Tagovailoa last night, because they were really concerned about him, where he was able to leave the hospital in a few hours after getting tested and fly home with the team.
That's good.
So, I mean, those are important details.
Yep.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health of St. Anthony.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
We're back. The student was carted off by the medical team that was here on standby, and kudos to Chisholm High School having that on standby and ready, Gary. They were on the field when called. There were no problems. We had the medical staff that were here tended to the young man, and as he went off the field, he put his thumb up in the air, which drew a nice applause from the crowd. And now we got to get everybody in the mindset now to get back into a football mode.
Yeah.
So, you know, the one thing that you don't want now, if you're coaching staff here, is to get any more injuries, and you got to get everybody on the right foot here. Now, Gary, let me just ask you. Now, Millwood's up 34-0. This is not at the stage of a running clock mode. We're in the first half of a game. But one thing you have to be conscious of is you don't want just extra players just continuing to get hit, you know, over the course of the night.
Well, let me say this. I mean, this is high school football. Injuries happen. And the good news is that, you know, the student athlete provided some reassurance that, hey, I'm going to be okay. That's what the thumbs up is about, so people can feel good and not worry about, you know, to worry about, you know, what's going on with the student athlete. But I think, you know, the last thing you want to do right now is start becoming overly cautious or overly, you know, concerned, because that's when you actually can get yourself hurt. You need to play the game at full speed. You know, you don't get overly cautious. You don't get paranoid. You don't start trying to protect yourself, because something bad will happen if you do that.
No, you're right. And that will be something that definitely does take place. So right now the officials are giving the Chisholm team a chance to pray, and I think that is the correct thing to do. Yeah. I mean, I think that is the right mentality and the way that things should be done. So with that being said, you know, we're standing by here waiting on the teams to resume action here, but there seems to be a reason here right now to try. Okay, well, they're giving the team some extra time, so we're all right. It's 34-0.
Yeah, you got to give kids, I mean, some of that stuff is traumatic. You got to give them a moment to get their heads together. You know what I mean?
Right. So the coaches need to give a chance to go ahead and get things ready for the team, and that's just the bottom line here. It's time for us to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Football, brought to you by SSM Health of St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to listen to my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
KRNP, 8221FQ, Oklahoma City. The all-new Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, a Berry Broadcasting Station.
And we are back at Chisholm High School. 34-0, Millwood Falcons on top, and we've been given some additional information. Gary, what's the latest you can tell us?
Well, play has been suspended until another ambulance arrives here at Chisholm where the student athlete can be transported to Enid. And that's just healthcare today, right? You know, you have an IMSA service that's provided through the town or the city of Chisholm, but if the healthcare needs to be provided into the Metroplex, which is Enid, you have to use a contracted provider that can come and transport the student athlete to.
Now the team that's here will still look at the young man, but to get where he needs to get.
You got to use a contracted service provider, which is the IMSA, that is going to have to come out of Enid up to Chisholm and transport the young man back to Enid.
Right. So we're going to eventually, we'll get back to action, but right now action is suspended. So right now you've got the Falcons pretty much sitting on available benches, and the fans are taking it kind of easy here, as we are really. I mean, this is almost in a halftime event here. We do not know when the action will resume, but I do know right now the Chisholm coaching staff and Darwin Franklin are on the field right now discussing what needs to happen here and probably coming up with a reasonable solution, Gary. I think that's something that Coach Franklin will be interested in, whether it's a modified halftime or whether it's another way to prevent another injury or anything like that. But I think that's going to be key here as things go. And so the Chisholm team, Chisholm
going into locker room.
Are going into the locker room now. So it looks like we're going to have halftime now. So they want to go ahead and have the teams clear the field right now. So we're going to treat this as if it is a halftime event right now. So the teams are going to either go to the end zone or just exit the field at this time. So again, play is suspended currently here in Enid tonight. 34-0 is the score. Millwood's on top. There will be more football played in tonight's game. We'll just have to wait till more of the details are unveiled.
Yep.
We'll be back in just a minute. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Are you in need of someone making your...
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
In your time of need, let Chris and Christy Harrison at Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services take care of you and your family. Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services specializes in the highest level of competence, courtesy, and compassion during your family's difficult time and will always make sure your loved one's life will be celebrated in a meaningful way. Owners Chris and Christy Harrison would love to earn your trust and business by offering an affordable full-service funeral for only $3,595. This package will save you and your family thousands of dollars and will give your loved one the first-class funeral they deserve. Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services also offers a variety of cremation options. Just stop by their office, 1300 North Lottie, to learn more or call 405-424-5100. That's 424-5100 for Chris and Christy Harrison at Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations to serve you. They're now open at Midwest City and still in their Edmond location. Big O's Pork and Dreams feature a menu with your favorite meats, briskets, ribs, pulled pork, chicken, hot links, and more. Big O's has their signature loaded smoked potato with the famous fat butt, also known as the Big Nasty. It's a loaded tater with a spare rib on top. Try Big O's loaded steak fries and barbecue pizza. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations in the metro. In Midwest City, 6003 Southeast 15th, and in Edmond, 285 South Santa Fe Avenue. And both dining rooms have active pure technology to reduce over 99.9% bacteria, viruses, and more. And that's air you can trust. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturdays, 11 a.m. until the meat runs out. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations, Midwest City and Edmond. Come get you one of these taters.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
Oklahoma City, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud to partner to recognize some outstanding students with our Student of the Month program. Our first Student of the Month winner to start the 2022-2023 school year is Courtney Gaines. Congratulations to Courtney Gaines of Choctaw High School for being selected the September Student of the Month. Courtney has set her standards high in the classroom with excellent grades and with core values to success in academics, citizenship, community commitment, hard work, teamwork, and humility. For winning Student of the Month for September, she will receive recognition in the Black Chronicle, Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, and Power 103.5. And she qualifies for the Student of the Year $10,000 scholarship. Congratulations to Courtney Gaines, a senior at Choctaw High School, for being selected as our September 2022 Student of the Month. Brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company.
Welcome back to Chisholm High School. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods on the call. 34-0 is the score. Millwood was rolling along quite nicely, Gary, and then we had an unfortunate injury take place, and that has really made things come to a halt right now. And, you know, overall, where things are rolling right now, we have to look at it from the standpoint of the team has got to stay focused through these difficult moments, Gary. Got to find a way to stay, you know, not stay in the moment. In other words, stay in a football mindset. Don't let your mind drift off.
Yeah.
And it's going to be difficult considering the long layover. And the reason for the layover is not, this is a procedural situation. An injured player could not be transported, as Gary said, to the Enid health provider based upon contract. So they're waiting for a contracted server to come pick up the injured player. And then we'll see if we can get back into a football mindset.
Yeah. You know what's tough about that? You saw the movie King Richard, right?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen it? Okay. In the movie, there was a situation where Venus was playing against, one of the pros, and the pro called a timeout to go use the restroom. Now, we're not implying that this injury is like that, but what I'm speaking to is a situation where when there is a break in the action and you stop the flow of the game, it does disrupt your ability to re-engage and get back into the flow of the game. It's almost like you're starting there's been a momentum killer, and then everything is kind of like stopped.
The natural flow of the game has been disturbed, and when it is disturbed, it can be a problem for the team that has the advantage to get back. You know, we've seen it happen a couple of times for LU this year.
Right.
And this is the first time the Falcons.
Oh, my God. Arkansas. Yeah, Arkansas Baptist. Yeah,
right, just a week ago.
Golly.
I mean, it's kind of crazy how that has occurred. So now the Falcons are dealing with that, but this is a younger group. This is not a group that is as seasoned and experienced as you expect. And even college athletes are still going through situations like that.
And they get paid to play.
Right.
I mean, you know, they're on scholarship.
So when you look at those and then you look at these athletes at this level, so all you ask for now is you hope that things can get down.
Yeah.
As it stands right now, for those who are listening, it's 8:09 left on the clock, what will be the second quarter. And we're taking these extensive breaks, and it's almost like a halftime, but we're not really at halftime.
Right.
So I'm going to be interested to see what the officials are deciding to do. And again, we've got the athletic director here for Chisholm on the field right now, talking to the head official. Now the official is going to be talking to the Chisholm coach, and I'm sure he's going to talk to Darwin Franklin next, because there has to be a unison of understanding.
Yeah, they have to have an understanding. This is the third prolonged game
of the season for us.
Yes. I mean, like a humdinger. Like everything is coming around okay, and then all of a sudden something happens, and then the game ends up getting prolonged by what, like an additional hour or something?
Well, the first game, that was a 45-minute to an hour stoppage on that one, because it was the same similar situation by provider.
Right.
The Arkansas, well, you know what? It's been about an hour each time. So as it stands right now, I hope it doesn't get to that right now.
What made Arkansas Baptist so tough was, I mean, we were out of town, and it was already a late game. And it just got later. I think we wrapped that game up about, what, 10:30 or so?
It was 10:30 for a game that supposedly started at 6 o'clock. And it started with a sudden impact storm that was that way.
Lightning strikes just kept coming.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's the case. And then the Lions will be back in action come tomorrow afternoon.
Right.
But, you know, the Falcons need to get through these difficult moments. Where do you think, it's not an age, Gary, that a player gets a good understanding of staying in the moment and things like that. Is it just about the coaching, and the coaches got to work harder here to just keep players' mindset on the game itself? Because right now, because when you lose an hour, now granted the Falcons got here early enough to eat.
Yeah.
But then your mind starts drifting off to, what can I eat? I mean, what are some things to keep yourself going?
Or talking about stuff like, hey, what's going on this weekend, because you got this downtime, right? So I think it's a
Falcons are coming back on the field, by the way.
I think it's a situation where, they try to pick the guys back up, start talking to them about their assignments, get them thinking about the game, talking them through, various coaching points, and then get them stretching, get them back in the grass, get them back warmed up again. I have a buddy of mine, Tim Giddings. He said, hey, you got to get that lather worked up. You got to get that lather back on them again so that they can get the blood boiling.
Right.
Because, again, if you don't, we'll risk injury for our guys.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to go back to going at 100.
Yeah, you got to
go at 75.
Yeah,
you can't dial it down, because if you dial it down, that's when an injury that you didn't expect to happen takes place.
Yeah, hamstring. You tweak a knee. You pop an Achilles. Just something crazy. Roll an ankle.
Right, for no reason other than you weren't going hard.
You weren't going hard.
So while the teams are continuing to stretch, we have them in the west end zone is where Chisholm is getting their stretch and going through their warm-up routine. Well, in the east end zone, the Falcons are going back to their base warm-up. I mean, the same thing that they would do in pregame, their pregame mode, and that's what routine that they are in right now. So time for us to hit a break. We will be back momentarily, but you're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune to my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
SSM Health, Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
Oklahoma City, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud to partner to recognize some outstanding students with our Student of the Month program. Our first Student of the Month winner to start the 2022-2023 school year is Courtney Gaines. Congratulations to Courtney Gaines of Choctaw High School for being selected the September Student of the Month. Courtney has set her standards high in the classroom with excellent grades and with core values to success in academics, citizenship, community commitment, hard work, teamwork, and humility. For winning Student of the Month for September, she will receive recognition in the Black Chronicle, Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, and Power 103.5. And she qualifies for the Student of the Year $10,000 scholarship. Congratulations to Courtney Gaines, a senior at Choctaw High School, for being selected as our September 2022 Student of the Month. Brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company.
Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations to serve you. They're now open at Midwest City and still in their Edmond location. Big O's Pork and Dreams feature a menu with your favorite meats, briskets, ribs, pulled pork, chicken, hot links, and more. Big O's has their signature loaded smoked potato with the famous fat butt, also known as a Big Nasty. It's a loaded tater with a spare rib on top. Try Big O's loaded steak fries and barbecue pizza. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations in the metro. In Midwest City, 6003 Southeast 15th, and in Edmond, 285 South Santa Fe Avenue. And both dining rooms have active pure technology to reduce over 99.9% bacteria, viruses, and more. And that's air you can trust. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturdays, 11 a.m. until the meat runs out. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations, Midwest City and Edmond. Come get you one of these taters.
All right, we're about ready to start live action again. And Gary, I was trying to hold off, from looking at the statistics, I mean, I'm just like, you can wait. It's 8:09 to go in the second quarter. As action resumes, we're looking at a situation where the Longhorns are going to have a second down and 3. They're in plus territory. But this was the thing. The Longhorns have 61 yards of total offense. Okay. Now, I'm just going to ask you, what do you think the Falcons' total offense is? Total offense.
230.
Okay. Yeah, okay. You way over. Not even
way over.
Close.
Okay.
Way over.
All right. We'll talk about 185.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Three receivers now, bunch formation. New quarterback now. They're going to swing it to the outside and being brought down.
Tackle.
Good open field tackle, getting some things moving there.
Yep, Willie Mays.
So William Mays on the outside making the stop. So it's going to be a loss on the play as it takes the ball back up to what will be the 36-yard line. So a loss of 2. Third down and what will be 5. Ball snapped, and they're going to go right up the middle and trying to power his way near the 20-yard line, or near the 30-yard line. They're going to spot the ball officially at the 33, so a gain of 3. Make that a gain of 4.
That quick hitter run game is highly effective, and the option off of it is when the quarterback, keeps it and hits up in the inside as well.
Falcons have brought the starters back out here to reset the tone. Thought that was a good decision by Coach Franklin. And, of course, if I did not state it before, the injured player was the quarterback for Chisholm. That was Hamilton, who ended up getting hurt. So now the backup quarterback is in the game now. And he runs into a wall on the outside there as Iverson McElwee cleaned his clock. It's going to be turnover on downs, and they're going to bring him down, or they're going to say he's marked down at the 36-yard line. What a hit by McElwee there.
Yeah. Iverson's been playing very, very well. And he's really, he was a quarterback for us last year and did some nice things. But this year, he's really solidifying himself as a good defensive player. And also, too, not bad of an H-back either.
Three receivers now going to swing it to the outside. High pass and nice catch by Xavier Thompson, the super sophomore. Going to catch it, and he did that, and CJ got rid of it at the right time there. That's going to be a nice gain of almost 9 yards out to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, he threw a frozen rope, and it was right on time. And so, again, I like it when he executes pass plays and gains confidence.
Out to the 44. So CJ's going to swing it to the outside again. This time Nickens looking for some space to operate. Nickens down the 5 line. He reverses field position. Wow. And you're going to catch him into the house. He goes touchdown Falcons.
I mean, he literally just outran them to the corner.
He showed some fancy footwork, folks. Let me tell you that much.
Man.
And what a nice dump into his lap as they take it to the house for a touchdown. Goes Nickens. And you're talking about a play on
everybody's coming back.
Oh, no. We missed it. So
it's another holding penalty. A flag. Yep. 10-yarder. Yep. 1 for 10.
So take the points off the board. That last play did not happen.
Hey, if I'm Nickens, I'm still keeping that in my highlights, so that was a great play. It was a great play.
So it's going to be a holding penalty this time against the Falcons again, which is going to move the ball back to what will be what? Looks like the 41-yard line now. Back to the 41.
Miko Levine.
Big Meech hammers away.
Enough to move the chains.
Enough to move the chains as he takes the ball out to the 47-yard line. So nice rush on the play by Meech to the 47. So it's going to be a first down for the Falcons now. First and 10, three receivers now. Twins to the left side. 3:55 to go before the end of the first half. And CJ's going to throw it. He winds up, throws it deep. And Nickens trying to get some clearance. And this time Nickens makes the reception.
Flag down.
But there is a flag down. They said it's a catch. But we got to see where the call is now. The head official is coming back to talk to the side judge. And it looks like... So it looks like the penalty may be against Chisholm. So no, it's not. No, it's not. It's a legal man downfield.
Jeez. And what is that, a 5?
Yeah, it's a 5-yard penalty So going to move the ball.
Well, you're gonna run me some stats on passes and run yardage, and I'm gonna run you some on penalties.
Okay, that's fine. You can,
because it's really funny. I'm sitting here looking at Chisholm's only committed one penalty so far in the first half, and that was on a PAT.
So that's going to move the ball back to the 42. Now they set up a screen pass to Ricky Hunt. Ricky Hunt's in open field, makes 1 man, 2 man, 3 men miss, and he's still moving and pounding those legs.
It's a gain of 20 yards.
Going to take the ball inside the Chisholm 40-yard line there. So nice job on the play. Turnbull to Ricky Hunt. And Ricky Hunt takes it into Chisholm territory at the 37-yard line.
4 wide.
4 wide this time. Going to throw it to the outside. That ball off the fingertips, intended for Jaden Nickens.
Yeah, ball sailing a little bit high. He needs to go ahead and, CJ needs to really transfer his weight. He needs to load up on his back foot and then push into his throw. That'll get that ball down. He's still kind of standing tall. He's sitting on his back foot and letting the ball go, and it tends to sail high. He needs to transfer his weight. That's all it's missing. It's a little thing.
Okay, so now we've got 4 receivers now. Trips to the left side. Looking for the ball. Snapped. CJ's going to take it. Quarterback option to the outside. He could not turn the corner. Good pursuit by the defense there. Bringing him down on the outside was number 15, Nieswinder, which is a great linebacker name, by the way. It just is.
Yeah,
it's just nasty Nieswinder.
Yeah. What's his name again?
Well, make sure I get that right. It is Reagan Nieswinder.
Nieswinder, yeah, that's a linebacker name.
Yeah, it just is. It's just something about that.
It's kind of like Urlacher.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. So you can never get enough talking about the Bears. 4 receivers, trips to the right side. Ball snapped. Going to go right up the middle again. Looks like Big Meach this time.
No, Ricky bounces
Ricky
off.
Hunt bounces to the outside. I thought he was in the ground. He's at the 10. 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Ricky Hunt. I don't know where he did it. He hit the backwards gear on the fly, popped out of the tackle, and then burst onto the scene and takes it to the house.
Hey, that's the weight room, man. I mean, that is straight up weight room. And I feel sorry for the kid from Chisholm who's trying to tackle him, because he just ran out of his arms.
Ran away from him.
Like, now you see me, now you don't.
He had the desire to tackle, but could not.
I mean,
So Ricky Hunt takes it in. So 4 receivers now for Ricky Hunt. And Ricky Hunt has it. Going to throw it to the inside. And Big Meach catches the pass.
2-point conversion is good.
For the 2-point conversion from Ricky Hunt Jr. And that will be caught in the end zone by Meach for the 2-point conversion. So it's now officially 42-0.
42-0.
And now we are officially at halftime.
Yes, we are.
So we're going to see how long they're going to choose to put on the clock here. So halftime is official, and we will be right back. 19 on the clock. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health of St. Anthony.
Are you in need of someone making your lawn look good? Have you ever seen a lawn with a
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Injuries don't wait. for business hours. Now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services specializes in the highest level of competence, courtesy, and compassion during your family's difficult time and will always make sure your loved one's life will be celebrated in a meaningful way. Owners Chris and Christy Harrison would love to earn your trust and business by offering an affordable full-service funeral for only $3,595. This package will save you and your family thousands of dollars and will give your loved one the first-class funeral they deserve. Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services also offers a variety of cremation options. Just stop by their office, 1300 North Lottie, to learn more or call 405-424-5100. That's 424-5100 for Chris and Christy Harrison at Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
I hate the struggle of tough, greasy messes on my stovetop. So I just freak, wipe, and I'm done.
When I'm frustrated with stubborn bathtub soap scum, I just freak, wipe, and I'm done.
Mr. Clean Clean Freak delivers an innovative cleaning experience with a powerful deep cleaning mist that starts working on contact to break down tough messes in seconds.
Just freak,
wipe,
done.
Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations to serve you. They're now open at Midwest City and still in their Edmond location. Big O's Pork and Dreams feature a menu with your favorite meats, briskets, ribs, pulled pork, chicken, hot links, and more. Big O's has their signature loaded smoked potato with the famous fat butt, also known as the Big Nasty. It's a loaded tater with a spare rib on top. Try Big O's loaded steak fries and barbecue pizza. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations in the metro. In Midwest City, 6003 Southeast 15th, and in Edmond, 285 South Santa Fe Avenue. And both dining rooms have active pure technology to reduce over 99.9% bacteria, viruses, and more. And that's air you can trust. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturdays, 11 a.m. until the meat runs out. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations, Midwest City and Edmond. Come get you one of these taters.
Oklahoma City, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud to partner to recognize some outstanding students with our Student of the Month program. Our first Student of the Month winner to start the 2022-2023 school year is Courtney Gaines. Congratulations to Courtney Gaines of Choctaw High School for being selected the September Student of the Month. Courtney has set her standards high in the classroom with excellent grades and with core values to success in academics, citizenship, community commitment, hard work, teamwork, and humility. For winning Student of the Month for September, she will receive recognition in the Black Chronicle, Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, and Power 103.5. And she qualifies for the Student of the Year $10,000 scholarship. Congratulations to Courtney Gaines, a senior at Choctaw High School, for being selected as our September 2022 Student of the Month. Brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company.
Welcome to the Langston University Halftime Report. If you've ever considered becoming a nurse or a physical therapist, you should enroll today at Langston University. LU is one of the leading state universities in producing nurses and physical therapists. Learn more by going to langston.edu. A modified halftime report here, but I am joined in Enid with the Superintendent of Millwood Public Schools, Cecilia Robinson Woods. Good evening to you, Miss Lady Woods. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me.
Hey, you know, what a fantastic homecoming it was last week. I mean, what were your thoughts about the ceremony and how everything went down? It was touching. It had everything that you could want. A great crowd, great turnout, and it was just a great event overall.
I will tell you, the best thing about homecoming last week is that my senior class planned it all. They did everything. They coordinated it. They said what they wanted. They, orchestrated it that evening. I think in the 10 years, believe it or not, that I've been at Millwood now, 10 years, that is the first time I sat and watched the halftime show at homecoming and didn't move. So it was really awesome for the kids to be, to step up and say what they wanted and make it happen and pull off a really great show.
The energy around just the Millwood program overall, the facility updates, the energy around the entire school from academics all the way down. I mean, it has to be exciting because everywhere you go there is some positive things going on the campus. Which, if you had to, I can't ask you to choose one, so what's most exciting for you for what's going on right now?
Well, I mean, it's the wood, baby, right? So the cool thing is we work really hard to build community everywhere we go, so no matter what's going on, we work really hard to keep fans informed, to have parents involved, to have the community involved. Just last night, 761 of our children and families, community members, came out to support our first ever science or STEAM night at the Science Center Museum. 761 people. That's about as many people as come to the football game. So when people say that, our community, isn't involved, our parents aren't involved, I beg to differ. 761, I think homecoming brought in $4,200, right? That's about 700 people. That's who showed up at the Science Center last night for our elementary STEAM night. So that's pretty awesome.
That's extremely awesome. Goals and things that you've outlined, I mean, there's always stages to it, so it's getting through the fall. What's left to get off that list, as we start getting ready to transition?
You've been talking to my husband. He told you about my list.
I'm not going there. What I'm going to say.
My husband laughed at my list. I will tell you, one of the big things I think we really focused on this year, we brought in a new girls volleyball coach. And the energy around our girls volleyball team has been so encouraging. Our girls have a new level of confidence. They are competing at much higher levels than we've ever competed since I've been there. And so that's something that we really, really worked hard with doing, right, is trying to improve competition for female athletes at Millwood. We're known as a basketball school, and everybody knows that, Coach Dave is going to have those girls ready, and we're going to compete for a state championship in basketball every year. But being able to introduce, we started building the softball program a couple of years ago. We went from 5 elementary T-ball teams to 9 elementary T-ball teams last year, and I imagine we'll probably have 13 or 14 this year. And building that softball team so that we can, feed into that. We built baseball last year, brought in some amazing coaches in middle school who are really, really pushing our kids. I think they had 30 middle school boys playing baseball. And so building volleyball this year has really been on our list because we understand that if we keep kids involved, it doesn't matter if you're on cheer, if you're in volleyball, if you're in robotics, you are more likely to stay in school, stay out of trouble, stay eligible, and graduate.
I love what you said there, but because it's not just the diversity from the athletic standpoint, it's also the diversity from the academic and also other areas, elective areas as well. So in other words, it's not just staying with the traditional things where we're going into that. When you say robotics and things like that, that's expanding into new territory that's going to give kids to do that from video standpoint. I mean, there is more involvement from the students now.
Whew, yeah, so that STEAM night feeds kids' interest in those STEM areas, right? My robotics coach texts me from middle and high school. We have 28 kids in robotics. 28 kids. We have so many kids in robotics, we're going to have to do 3 different teams because there's just no way for a kid to stay actively engaged in robotics with 28 kids, right? 28 kids can't build a robot. We started esports this year. We'll start with about a dozen kids in esports. And so, yeah, I mean, if we've got a anime club, you know, we have a multicultural club. If kids want to do it, we figure out a way to make it happen. So yeah, we tried every way we can to make sure every kid can be involved in something.
That's exciting for parents because for all too long it is always believed if you're not athletic, you can't find something to participate. And now those channels are opening up and Millwood's embracing those changes and those challenges with that.
Well, I think you have to embrace the changes. One of the things that you know, we try to pride ourselves on as leadership is empowering our kids to lead us, right? They tell us what we want. What we liked in high school shouldn't be what they like in high school, right? I mean, we're building tomorrow's leaders, not the leaders of today. And so listening to kids, allowing them to lead. I've got a phenomenal senior class. They hit us up with an email and a list every week of things that they want to see and they want to change. And so we're really excited that kids have the relationships with us and want to do things to make their school better and push them forward.
I heard you say something earlier I want to get back to before we got to get ready for the second half here. You said 10 years. 10 years. When you look at that and that group that was there, I mean, because they were babies. So as it's come along, how does it feel to see that group transition into what the Millwood is now?
You try and make me cry on the air, Mo.
Okay, listen. Okay, it's called asking good questions.
My first grade class, like I can remember a few of the kindergartners, but I really remember the first graders. They're sophomores in high school now. And so seeing those kids just enjoying being part of the Millwood fabric. I feel bad sometimes. A kid walked into the office the other day, and he's a DJ now. He's a sophomore. He's a DJ. And we use him for a lot of events, and he came in. He said, Soup, you wanted to see me? I said, man, take some of that bass out your voice. No, you said you were down the hall over here. What is happening? But he's with a kid who just started his freshman year. And the kid that just started his freshman year cannot figure out, like, why are you talking to him like that? He's like, yes, you know me for a long time, man. So it's really cool that we have those relationships with kids that they want to be at Millwood, they want to do well, and they want to give back, and they back to, you know, it's the basis of building champions, right? You can't be a champion if you don't have a group of people around you that support you and believe in you.
Also, before I go, I'd be remiss if I did not mention the support that keeps going from the PTA, the parents that are continuing to support. I think that's an important detail because one of the things that in Millwood that you always emphasizes on is the family aspect of it, and Millwood is families.
Yeah, you know what? We are family, and what I'll say is more and more in today's world, family looks so different, right? Every kid doesn't always have the parent that can, you know, show up and support and do and know. It's not because parents don't want to. It's just, you know, people support people differently. And so creating a family environment where kids are comfortable talking to just one adult that makes a connection with a kid can make all the difference in their life. So that's important that my staff knows that they are those important people.
Okay, I got 30 seconds because they're going to get ready to kick this ball off. I got one last question. When they talk about, you know, I know Oklahoma has been talking about teacher shortages and quality of teachers. That's not a problem.
I will tell you, for the first time in 10 years, I started a school year with a substitute. When I got to Millwood, I had a couple of subs that started, but this year I have a pre-K substitute, and I just don't have a choice. We're just not getting applications. So if you're out there and you have a bachelor's degree and you have a passion, we need quality subs, and I need a preschool teacher. So.
That's what this opportunity is about. So again, looking for opportunities in a community environment that will build and support you, this is a place to go ahead and look for, and look no more than the Millwood Falcon community, ladies and gentlemen. That is Superintendent Cecilia Robinson-Woods joining us in the press box, and I don't know, I might just keep you on the headset for the second half of this game overall. You know,
well, I tell you what, if it's anything like the first half, I probably can handle it.
No job. No problem.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. All right. As we get ready to take it back and run it back for the second half of this game now, just looking at things overall, the Falcons had a dominant first half, Gary. I'm going to try and run through these statistics real quick here. But you had made the comment about what the number was here. Okay, 61 yards of total offense for Chisholm overall, but for the Falcons it was 178 yards, and that was because of that last drive.
Yeah.
Prior to that last drive, it was sitting under 120, which blew me away. You say you got 109 yards of offense, but 42 points on the board.
Yeah, I know. That's an anomaly.
It's just something you don't see.
Well, the Falcons also have 55 yards in penalties. A total of 7 penalties for 55 yards.
That is correct. 7 penalties and Chisholm has 2 for 7.
Because they had a half the distance to the goal.
That's right.
Yeah.
So now the Falcons are set to kick off the second half of this game here, but it's been a dominant thing. But the Falcons, I think we're going to see a running clock here in the second half of things, Gary. And for me personally, I think that's an important detail. I really do.
Yeah.
The Falcons are going to punt this ball away coming from which will be the west end zone. So we're set to go. And
especially if they score another touchdown.
So 12's on the clock. We're ready for the second half of this one right here, folks. 42-0 is the score. Kickoff is away, and it goes in the middle. Not fielded. They're picking it up. It's like hot potato out there. And finally, the Longhorns are able to corral it and bring it down at about the 36-yard line. Good, strong kick, though, Gary.
Yeah, it was. And like I said, one of the things that, if I had to add a little bit to the strategy, I would angle those kicks a little bit more, maybe try to do a little bit more kick-away type stuff. But, if you can't kick it long, kick it ugly.
Well, that's true.
And that's exactly what the Falcons are doing,
and
it's working for them.
But here's the thing. It's still working as it is because a team that wants to focus with the razzle and dazzle and hasn't mastered the basics really plays to the strengths of the Falcons, because that makes you have to make every opportunity you get count. If not, the Falcons are more than capable on the offensive side, defensive side of the ball. The only thing we haven't seen tonight, which is a spectacular special teams play. All right, going to work right now. High snap, jet sweep attempt, trying to get around the corner, and you can't run that against
backwards.
He's
running backwards.
Can't get away.
Iverson McElwee on the tackle. And
that is Jackson Cadell trying to run the jet sweep play. The new quarterback for go ahead, Gary.
He ran like sideways to backwards on that jet sweep, and that's you trying to play right into the team speed of the Falcons. They're just fast.
North-south, not east-west. We've said it quite a bit. Second down and 15 now. 4 receivers, 2 split on either side. New quarterback for them is Gunter Holder. Holders drops back in the pocket, rolls right, throws over the top in the middle.
Intercepted.
And Jay Nickens intercepted at the 51-yard line.
He smells the end zone.
And he's trying to get around it. He
made it.
And it's going to be a pick six touchdown.
And just like that, if with 2-point conversion, it'll be 50-0.
So the ball's going to be intercepted right at the Falcon 49-yard line, and it's going to be returned to the house for a defensive touchdown by Jaden Nickens. What a job by Nickens. And again, 48-0 is the score, 9:58 to go. And when you have Jaden Nickens, and again, he's still upset that the other touchdown was taken back in the first half of the game. So, Ricky Hunt trying to get a call in from the sideline. 10 seconds on the play clock. So, Ricky Hunt driving into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is true. Nice job by him. And so now it is officially 50-0, and the clock is stuck at 9:21, which I think is wrong. We're going to stay right here. But 50-0, 9:21 to go. I was going to ask you about adjustments, so let's go back to what you said. The 3 points.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be another, sounds like a Gary praise list here.
Yeah, give it to me.
He said tackle. The Falcons have done that. Okay, establish the run.
Falcons have done that. The
Falcons have over 120 yards.
On how many carries? How many carries?
Well, I'm not getting to the individual. I just said a team.
No, I'm not saying. But how many total carries? Because I want to know how many yards per carry.
Just stop.
Like
we'll
10?
get to that. We got 9:21 to go. You act like you're going to have everything right now. Leave me alone. Finally, it said protect the football.
Yeah, they haven't turned the ball over.
The Falcons have done that. Yeah. So therefore, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Gary Woods is 3 for 3.
Hey, notice I didn't say penalties because I knew better. we at Chisholm.
Stop. I don't. You're asking for this low-hanging fruit stuff. I don't buy into that. I don't buy into that. You haven't worked for that. But you are 3 for 3. And for the last 2 weeks, you have
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Man,
6 for 6. You were off on one of them the week before. So I'll give you 8.
I missed one?
Yeah, you missed. So in other
how
words,
many weeks we've been calling college and high school?
8 no, because you weren't, because a game you missed.
Okay, I missed one.
Yes, exactly. So you are right now. You've been 8 for 9 this year.
Yeah.
All right.
See how you do me, Condon?
Okay. So don't be talking about that. Kickoff is away. Going to be brought down just shy of the 40-yard line.
And I'll continue the streak tomorrow.
We don't mix college and high school. Okay, we're not going to do that.
I didn't say where. I said I'll continue the streak tomorrow. That's all I said.
Okay, listen. The only streak that's going to be made is when the clock goes 0 to now, you're going to streak out of town. That's what's going to happen. So the kickoff is away by Fisher, and the ball's going to be fielded at the 35-yard line. And it's going to be returned out to what will be the 38.
I don't even know why Mo. I don't know why Mo get after me like this.
All right. Fumble. The ball is fumbled, and the Falcons
recovered it. I was wondering, wait a minute, that running back running mighty hard with no football.
Well, the rule is that you're supposed to have that.
Yeah. Well, it's turned into a party over here.
So the Falcons, after a gain of 2 on the play, there's a fumble on the play recovered by the Falcons. So here we go. Millwood with the ball at the 40-yard line. 15 seconds on the play clock. We've got
McElwain at tight end now.
3 receivers, twins to the left for CJ with 7 seconds on the clock. Faking the jet sweep. No, they don't. They give it to Xavier Thompson. He tries to turn the corner, and he's going to be forced out of bounds on the Falcon side of the field, Falcon bench.
That was a carry of about 5, 6 maybe?
It's going to be more than that, I think, just based upon what we saw there. But Xavier is going to take it.
Yeah, that's like 7 yards.
Going to take it inside the 35. I want to say it's the 34. Gain of 6. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say 34. Gain of 6. So it's going to be 2nd down and 4. 3 receivers, once again, faking the jet sweep and going to work, and Ricky Hunt gets it. And this time, Ricky Hunt's going to be brought down in the backfield, but a flag comes in, I thought. So no flag on the play. I stand corrected, but Ricky Hunt was the carrier on the play. So there's going to be a loss of 3 on the play. Back to the 37-yard line. So 3rd down and 7. 6:39 to go in the 3rd. 2 receivers, double tight end, ball snapped, and Ricky Hunt's going to get it on a sweep to the outside. He breaks back inside and decides to churn those legs inside the, where's it going to be? Looks like they're going to bring it down just shy of the 35, or shy of the 32. So Ricky Hunt takes it down for another nice gain. Gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, he just saw something and he cut it back. I thought he was going to stay outside, but he saw
4th down and 2 now. Ball is snapped. Miko is going to power his way. He's going to get a Falcon first down inside the 25-yard line, and was still running hard inside the 20. Or they're going to mark him down at the 20. A run of 12 yards for Big Meech.
He's such a bruiser, man. I mean, he just, golly. He's 6'2", 215 pounds, full head of steam coming at you, and you're like, polar defender is like, man, this is gonna hurt trying to tackle him.
2 receivers split, double tight end, 2 backs in the backfield. Gonna fake the jet sweep again, and now Big Meech rumbling, powerful, into the end zone. Touchdown, Big Meech.
Took on 3 guys at the goal line.
20-yard touchdown scamper for Big Meech into the end zone for the touchdown. What a job, what a play by Big Meech.
Golly, I thought that he was, tackled after a gain of 5 or 6, but he just kept right on going.
All right, 4:52 to go. Falcons now up 56-0 right now. All the energy that came from the second half, let's get going, is all but gone. So now Zaire Fisher's going to attempt an extra point, PAT.
All right, let's see what this looks like.
So last week we didn't have a good result from Alva.
Hey, his steps are better.
So now it's down.
Oh, he hooked it.
And he hooks that one. He's going to miss the PAT, but it's 56-0.
Yeah.
So let's just take a quick look here. So in the third quarter, the Falcons, what a nice job. 5 plays, 40-yard touchdown. That's an A+ lawn service. Score recap. Make sure you contact Milo Wilson to get that weed killer special for $49 for a standard home front and backyard.
Hey,
or $225 per acre.
I'm telling y'all now, you want to get this service. If you have some Johnson grass or some crabgrass that's kind of hanging around, you don't want to just ignore it.
Okay, well, now since you're going to throw it out there, you said Johnson grass. I need you to educate our listeners what Johnson grass is, because Mr. Johnson stays next door to me, and I don't want you talking about stay off his lawn. So can you be a little bit more specific about that?
Yeah, Johnson grass is like a weed that, have you seen those fields where it kind of look like corn, but it's not corn, it's a weed?
If you got that growing in your front lawn, you need to call. You need to call.
Well, in Oklahoma, it's a grass or a native grass that's oftentimes used is cut as hay. They'll actually feed it to cattle, but it grows crazy.
So in other words, if you're listening, if you've got cows grazing and can't eat the grass at the front of your lawn, you need to call A+ Lawn Service.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that right now.
You should have Bermuda or fescue.
Okay,
or
kick
bluegrass.
is returned back to the 25-yard line. So this is what happens when Gary Woods is right. And the ball is loose again.
I started talking about grass.
This is going way.
Speaking of horticulture, Langston has a brand new horticulture program that they just opened up this year. Pretty excited about that.
So the kick is away. It's going to be fielded at the 25-yard line, and it has a decent return. Ball out to what will be the 40, so a return of 15 on the play. Nice job. So here we go, 1st and 10. So we got 4 receivers. So we got 4 receivers now. And they're going to hand the ball going right up the middle again, trying to find a crease, and a nice run, 7-8 yards, just a simple play. Nice run there by number 22 this time. That is Flanagan again. Flanagan taking it out to the 48-yard line, so nice job by him. So we've got 2nd down and 2, 23 seconds to go on the play clock, and they're going to hand it to Flanagan again, and Flanagan cannot turn the corner. Good job by that defense from Millwood. So no gain on the play officially. So 3rd down and 2, 1:19 to go in the third quarter. Ball at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to do a significant amount of substitutions now.
So in the game now, Holder is the quarterback. 3 receivers, twins to the right. Holder now has it, fakes, and throw it to the outside. Nice little play. Catch on the outside there by number 44. Mr. John catches it.
That's enough for a 1st down.
It's going to be a 1st down. So that's going to take the ball there across midfield, inside the 45-yard, inside the 50, I'll say, right about to the 48-yard line of Millwood. But it's enough for a first down. And now Holder's going to throw it over the middle, and the pass is nearly intercepted.
Yeah, the Falcon defender got his hands on it, and he laid out for it. I thought he was going to pull it in.
So this shall be the last play of the third quarter. 56-0 is the score. 7 seconds. Actually, they stopped the clock. Really don't know why.
Don't know why either. They didn't signal a timeout, but the play clock is continuing to run.
So 8 seconds on the play clock, so I guess they stopped it for an incomplete pass. Don't really know why they did that. High snap, and this time Flanagan dances up the middle of the field and gets inside the 40 down to the 35, maybe the 34-yard line. Nice run by Flanagan on that one. Again, what will be a gain of 16 yards that time on that run there, Gary.
Yeah, it was actually a quick hitter. You know, the same quick hitter that we've been talking about, you know, little inside trap. Got the ball to the fullback, and to Flanagan, and he just kept his legs churning and picked up some decent yards.
And that will be the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter coming up next. Put four fingers in the air. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
SSM Health, Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in action, helping you get back in action.
Back to live action. Flanagan gets his number called again. Nice gain on the plays. He gets outside the tackle box on a sweep play. Taking the ball down inside the 30-yard line. They're going to say that the ball is going to be spotted at about the 27-yard line there. So second down, it will be 3. Up the middle, goes Flanagan again. And he's got enough for a first down. And again, the starting Millwood defense is not in the game anymore. So we're getting a chance to see the second unit there. But nonetheless, they take the ball inside or down to the 20-yard line. Another gain of 7 on the play. 1st and 10.
I mean, you know, Millwood's second unit consists of a lot of freshmen.
Because this is still overall a very young team.
Right.
So the ball is going to be a gain of nearly 5 yards as the dive play by Flanagan takes it down to about the 15-yard line. They are marching on down the field on this drive, one of the best drives of the game for the Longhorns. Flag on the play, and the ball is loose, and the Falcons got it. The Falcons have the ball.
Wow.
But we've got to see what the flag is on the outside of the field. But they're saying it's Falcon football, so we'll see if the penalty affects that, or is that just some debris on the field? Since nobody's talking to the official, I'm going to say that's a fumble. And they're going to mark the ball inside the 10, down at the 8-yard line. So it will be marked as a 7-yard gain. And then a fumble and a recovery by the Falcons. So 1st and 10 from that spot. So 2 receivers, backup quarterbacks officially in the game. And now we're going to run the ball up the middle of the field by number 34.
Oh.
And he breaks ahead past the 20-yard line, maybe out to the 24. Gary, who is that fine young man?
Deshaun Buford, freshman.
So Mr. Buford
I love watching these young kids play.
When they get an opportunity to get in the game.
Right, and also, too, it gives us a sneak peek at what's coming.
So Buford takes the ball out to the 25-yard line. A gain of 22 on the play. So nice run by Buford. Now, and almost losing it there. A running play that time by Josiah Woods.
No relation.
No relation. Okay,
no relation.
That's fine. That's fine. If it was a relation, we would point it out. But if it's not, we just move on. It's called good radio. That's what you do. You take the ball to the 27, gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. Now, this time, Buford with the carry again. Near the 30, they're going to mark him down at the 29-yard line. So another nice carry by Buford out to the 29. Setting up what will be 3rd down and about 6 for the Falcons now. 3rd down and 6, and see what we got here. Woods in shotgun formation with 2 receivers split, double tight end. 14 seconds on the play clock, 8:04 left in the game. Coming across.
Jet sweep.
Jet sweep play. Losing the ball and going around trying to get it. Did we get it back? It looks like we got it back. Going to go down as a fumble there. No turnover on the play. Gary, who's number 16 on that roster there you got?
Number 16 on the roster is Zakiah Watson.
Zakiah Watson. All right. So Watson ends up getting the ball to the outside there on the jet sweep, fumbles it. But the Falcons are able to maintain possession, and now they're going to end up having to punt the ball.
Good snap. Nice punt.
So the kick is away. It's going to take a Falcon bounce.
Oh, yeah, it's a roller.
And get out of bounds right near the Chisholm 30-yard line.
No return. So that's actually that's a really good punt. What's the total on that one?
Get that for you in just a second.
It rolled for about 38.
So the kick is away. And it's going to be marked, is that saying the 35-yard line? Yes, it is.
Yes.
So if it's going to be on the 35-yard line, the official distance here on that play, 42-yard punt.
42-yard punt. Wow.
So it is balls at the 35-yard line. And you got 3 receivers, twins to the right. And trying to find something to do here. He's running in the middle of the field and no one's been able to bring him down. He's just running around. That is Mr. Holder again, the quarterback, who got out of the pocket, found some space to operate, and got a nice gain on the plays. He takes the ball out to the 41-yard line, which will be a gain about 4.
Yeah, he actually got out of the pocket pretty nicely there and kind of went left and came back right.
5:53 to go in the contest. There's a running clock in the second half here, folks. Flanagan.
Oh.
And Flanagan's making 1, 2, 3, 4 Falcons
that's a good
miss.
carry by Flanagan.
As he takes the ball beyond midfield, it's going to be brought down inside the 45-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 43. So nice run there. A gain of what will be almost 19 yards on the play. Make that 16. 3 receivers. And they're going to give it to Flanagan again, who's become the workhorse right now, taking the ball down to nearly the 45-yard line, maybe a gain of 3 on the play. And let me correct that, down to the 40-yard line, not to the 43.
Mo, what team was that where they had that kid that carried the ball 137 times against Millwood?
You're talking about the young man from Alva last week.
Was that Alva, the kid from Alva?
Yeah.
And then when he got down to the goal line,
his brother scored. They gave the ball to his brother, and his brother scored.
I'll be mad as a hornet.
Flanagan with the carry, taking the ball down near to the 30-yard line.
You ride me into the ground and then get down the goal line and give it to somebody else.
Let alone my brother. I got to get it on the way home.
Yeah.
So the ball's inside the 35-yard line down to the 33. 1st and 10.
Not bad. Good throw.
So Holder completes his pass inside the 25 now.
Yeah, that was a good pass by Holder.
Just got it out of there and fired it down. And they're going to take the ball down to what will be, trying to see where it's spotted at. Can't quite tell.
Look like the 26.
Looks like the 26. A gain of 5 on the pass. Make that a gain of 7 on the pass. Second down and 3.
Again.
Flanagan is going to get another first down for the Longhorns. Inside the 20. Looks like they're going to mark him down at the 17-yard line, down at the 17-yard line.
Now, with these younger players that are in the game, I'm telling you, Coach Woods is going to be looking at their film a lot more.
Holder over the middle, tries to complete a pass, and then a late flag comes in. It's thrown in the secondary. But Holder showing some arm strength, showing that he's not afraid to put it up, Gary.
No, it wasn't. It was a pretty good throw. I don't think I would have thrown the flag on it, but
Gunnar Holder. But this one is coming back. That penalty is against
Chisholm.
Against Chisholm. I did not see what the call is here, but based upon that, looks like it's illegal shift. It's going to move the ball back at the Millwood 23-yard line. So 1st and 16 now, based upon the ball spot. Holder, high snap, and he's going to try and do something with it. Runs through a few Falcon defenders, still on his feet, and is going to be brought down inside the 15-yard line. Tempers are flaring a little bit. Falcons got to play with a little bit of poise. They're going to mark him down, it looks like inside. Trying to see here, is that the 14-yard line? Yeah, the 14-yard line.
The varsity players are trying to get back in the game. Coach Woods is like, no. Penalty. Yeah, late substitution.
So a late substitution for the Falcons. So that will help the cause of Chisholm because that's right, they want the shutout, obviously, with 2:16 left to go on the clock. Penalty on the defense here for illegal substitution. So illegal substitution moves the ball down to the 10-yard line. So second down and 3.
Touchdown Chisholm.
And then into the end zone goes Flanagan on a sweeping play to the outside. Takes it into the end zone for a touchdown for Millwood. Not for Millwood, excuse me, for Chisholm.
I know you're just so used to saying it.
After you use 56 points worth, I mean, with 150 left
you're
on the clock.
You're going to wake up in the middle of the night talking about touchdown Millwood.
Is that what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can promise you I'll say Falcons tomorrow.
No. See, that's the problem, Gary.
I know.
We've got to focus on the job at hand and then focus on our job tomorrow.
I know.
Okay?
I know.
I should call A.D. Rogers and ask for a room so I don't have to go all the way back to Oklahoma City tonight.
All right. About that.
So before things get started, 17 seconds on the clock. Timeout has been called by Chisholm. We'll stay right here. Want to make sure we thank our sponsors for tonight, Chris and Christy Harrison of Heritage Funeral Home.
Good people.
In your time of need, you need some professionals to help you. Let the professionals at Heritage Funeral Home take care of your loved one. Call and learn more today, 405-424-5100. Also, I want to thank our community sponsors, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology College and Lamore's Family First DUI School. Also, want to make sure we thank A-Plus Lawn Service. If you've got Mr. Johnson growing in your front yard lawn, according to Gary, and cows are grazing on it because the grass is just not green enough.
I didn't say all that about the cows now. I just said that they sometimes feed it to the cows, but that's all right.
Okay, all right.
You dragging me through the mud.
Who's dragging you through anything? In fact, nobody knew you said that unless they've been listening for the last few minutes. They didn't know you said that until you just told on yourself.
So now you're telling people that Cows are going to show up and start eating their grass.
If you got some Johnson grass, yeah. You just said earlier.
It just means that you need to kill that stuff so they won't come back next year.
Okay, he's just a country boy at heart, folks.
Man.
He's just a country boy. But anyway, if you have that problem, let the good people over at A-Plus Lawn Service take care of that for you. Milo Wilson and his staff will take care of your weed killer special for $49 for a standard home lot front and back, or $225 per acre. All right, extra point attempt for the Longhorns now. It's down and the kick is up, and it's good. Done. Nice extra point. They said no good. Off to the side.
Oh, wow.
Off to the side. Missed it. So 56-6. 1:40 to go. So Millwood gets it back, and again, now you got Ricky Hunt, Jaden Nickens back there. They're both going to try and take it to the house.
They sneaking in.
They trying to take it to the house. Coach. And also Xavier. That's almost unfair.
Yeah,
I got Jaden Nickens on the right wing. You got Ricky Hunt deep center, and then on the left side you got Xavier Thompson.
Only one not out there is Miko Levine.
And then, okay, and not to mention Cato Sirasamba.
I mean, they got all the ones out there.
And then you got William Mays in the middle.
I bet you they snuck out there. Coach don't know they're out there.
Okay. Well,
he's starting to send people in. He's taking them out.
See?
They tried to sneak in there. They tried to pad their stats.
Jaden Nickens both, and they come off, and both of them are laughing.
Yeah, they laughing.
Jaden Nickens, they laughing because they knew they wanted one more shot.
They wanted one more time to touch the ball. They are getting them out of there. They trying, man. Look at.
And now Xavier Thompson comes off, and
Willie tried to move up to the front line and hide. They went and got him off the field. But you know what though? I do appreciate that these guys are competitive and they want to play. You know.
Now William Mays looking at the crowd saying that, see, they took me out, man. They took me out.
Man, they trying to deny my shine.
All right, the ball's rolling around, and it's going to be fielded inside the 30 at the 29-yard line by Cato Sirasumbath. At the 29. So we are officially a minute and 26 seconds to go. And I ask you, when you're up 56-6, why is the clock stopping? I need understanding here. That's what I'd like to. I need understanding, and I don't need the group Escape to sing it to me, okay?
Yeah.
What I need from you is stop. No, because this will go viral. Stop it. It'll go viral, Gary. I'm not going to become a YouTube sensation that way. I'll leave that to my man Jay Swick, who called the game-winning play last night. Hail Mary at Spiegel last night.
Oh, for real?
Southeast beat 5 seconds to beat Cash last night.
Did he lose it?
Oh, yeah. Swick is an absolute nutcase when it comes to sports. If he gets a chance to call it, he's going to call it. But that happened last night, and if you didn't meet, so I'll leave that.
Leave that. So Swick is a YouTube sensation now.
Oh, yeah. Let him get all the views. Let him get all the views. I mean, it's complete professional, but let him get all the views.
Yeah.
All right, 39 seconds to go, and the Falcons are doing the right thing and kneeling. This will be the final play of the game here. And we're going to get out of here. 56-6 will be the final score. So before they turn the lights out on us, we're going to take our final regular what you want to call a regular game break, and then we're going to come right back with postgame. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Welcome to Falcon Post Game. Maurice Prince and Gary Woods here. Want to make sure we thank all our sponsors for tonight's game. Parrish Devon Injury Lawyers, Langston University, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Guaranteed Rate Rodsey, First Security Bank, Kristen Christie Harrison of Heritage Funeral Home, A+ Lawn Service, Millwood Enrichment Foundation, Super Prep, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology College, and Lemoore's Family First DUI School. So looking at some of the final numbers for tonight, Gary, in terms of total team numbers here, you've got basically 175 yards of total offense from the Longhorns, 234 offensive yards for the Falcons, but that does not really tell the story.
Right.
Because the numbers were done by different ways. Ricky Hunt tonight, 7 rushes, 122 yards. Miko Levine, 7 rushes for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then Deshaun Buford, 2 rushes and for 19 yards with a great job. C.J. Turnbull did not have that opportunity to throw the ball downfield a lot tonight. 6 for 10, 38 yards and an interception tonight. Ricky Hunt had the longest reception of the night, 1 reception for 21 yards. Xavier Thompson, 3 for 17. And Cato Sunbath, 1 catch for 1 yard. And Jaden Nickens actually didn't get any positive yards on that until we start talking on the defensive side of the ball, where that's where everybody goes beast mode, getting defensive touchdowns.
Right.
Carlos Strong coming up with 2 defensive touchdowns tonight. You also have a pick 6 from Jaden Nickens on the night. So you've got plenty of athletes doing great things over the course of the night for that. And not to mention, Carlos Strong had a dominant first quarter and set the tone for the team. If Carlos Strong doesn't do that, I'm not saying it's going to be a game. It's clearly Millwood was the better team tonight.
Right.
But that set the tone overall. And, Gary, I'm just really excited about what we saw from the Falcons tonight.
All 3 phases of the game came together. The defense, again, answered the bell. Beautifully. And then offensively, we were able to see a significant amount of progress in the run game. I don't know what the actual yards per carry was. I want to say that it's probably around 8 or 9, some number number like that. But it just goes to show you that we can run the football. And then I think, ultimately the passing game will come along for sure. But all 3 phases of the game, awesome. And I love defensive touchdowns.
Absolutely. And it was just another dominant performance. So if we had to give the Millwood Enrichment Foundation and Super Prep player of the game tonight, who would it be?
Man, I'm leaning towards Mr. Carlos Strong.
I'm leaning to Carlos Strong. For once he tied. Defense, baby.
Defense for the championship.
And we don't normally see this happening. No. He had more touchdowns. He was the Falcon leading touchdown maker in the first half of this game.
Well, in my 30 years of coaching, playing, I've never seen a defensive player score twice, not a lineman, ever.
Right.
So I actually saw that. And that did happen.
Right. And on top of that, his first fumble recovery was a 28-yard scoop and score. The second was 32. So he had 60 yards rushing
by himself. And nobody handed him the ball.
No, exactly. He said I had to go buy the groceries and cook the dinner.
He definitely did, because he sacked the quarterback, stripped the ball, then picked the ball up and ran it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, I went to the grocery store, I bought the groceries, and then I had to bag them, and I took it home and scored.
Yeah.
So Carlos Strong is your player of the game. The Falcons will now improve to 4-1 on the season, Gary, and on the road next week against Perry. We drove past Perry to get here. A little bit outside of Stillwater. Should be a great game next Friday night.
That is a traditional game for Millwood. Perry, known for their wrestling program. They might not have the best football team, but they are tougher than nails, and those guys will fight you all 4 quarters. So, again, that is a traditional competitive game for us. And I look forward to seeing the Perry Maroons.
Exactly. And that being said, it's the first game that will be played for the Falcons officially in October. Hopefully the Falcon defense continues to be as scary as it has been in September.
That's right.
He's Gary Woods. I'm Maurice Prince. We got to get out of here, folks. It's Chisholm, America, which means we need to get back to friendly Oklahoma City.
That's right.
And we'll do that. Catch us tomorrow for LU football. Tomorrow afternoon, Lyon College comes to Anderson Stadium. Pregame at 1:30, kickoff at 2 o'clock. Want to make sure we say thank you to Stevie in studio holding us down, and our producers on site, as they call him Big Sauce on camera, but Jonathan, and of course Mr. Conan holding us down as our producers. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you back in Oklahoma City. You've been listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. Good night.
Good night.
Why?